Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me. Because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
All right, good evening and welcome to another night of high school basketball. It is our regular season finale here as the number 1 Johnston Dragons go on the road to face the Ankeny Hawks on senior night here in Ankeny. Hello, everybody. On this nice sky light still in the sky. We can see the lights across the way. There's still light in the sky as we get ready for basketball. It is, however, still pretty cold, but we'll try to keep you warm tonight on this matchup between the Ankeny Hawks and the Johnston Dragons. Paul Yeager alongside with Jackie Sapp. And Jackie, hard to believe we're almost to the end of this regular season run. Where did the season go? Any ideas?
It was fast. It was fast.
We're getting ready now for serious basketball.
Yeah.
And then we start tonight right here.
I would say so.
You've got Johnston, who has played lights-out basketball the last 4 stretches. They have played top to bottom, inside, outside, whatever you want to say. But as Coach Gillick told me earlier today, it starts with defense.
Yes. Well, and they've got some other people to score. Maya McDermott, she's been their go-to player, double figures, and they've got an inside game now. And that's one other thing you said about the ball has got to go inside. So they're getting better. I saw them play Tuesday night, which I thought would be a close game against Southeast Polk, and it was pretty much a runaway.
Well, Johnston here all of a sudden has really kind of just amped up to a whole nother level. They have won games against Southeast Polk, Abe Lincoln, Centennial, Urbandale, Fort Dodge, Dowling Catholic, Ames, and Mason City. Their last loss was the first game of 2019 for them back on the 4th of February, a Friday night that we had that game where Johnston had the lead about 9 points 2 different times in the 4th quarter. Let that one slip away, but since then it has been an impressive run of 8 straight contests.
They're the team to beat right now. I got a chance to see Iowa City High play last Saturday against Dowling, and Dowling just took them to.
And you also had a chance to see Southeast Polk last Friday night.
Yes,
as you said,
yes.
You saw them on Tuesday night. That's a team that you and I both have thought have great postseason potential, but Johnston, there was no doubt in that game, was there?
No. From the start to the finish, Johnston was in control and command. You know, they were double-digit lead basically the whole game. Southeast Polk, I don't know. They're just, kind of you have those peaks and valleys in your season. And I'm sure Coach Daly will get them back on track. It'll be interesting. They play Valley tonight, what they do against Valley, because they literally – just the last time I saw them play really well was against Valley, and they beat them by 30, I think.
And the last time that while you were at that Southeast Polk Johnston game, we were here for Ankeny and Dowling Catholic, and the Maroons were up 15 at one point in the second quarter, or the third quarter. Ankeny comes all the way back for a 64-61 win. Hey, why be hot in the beginning of the year when you can be hot at the end of the year?
That's true. I mean, and that was a huge win for the program. and for them right now at this time of the year. We should also talk about Caitlin Clark's 60 points that she had on Monday. Was it Monday night?
She, through 4 games, scored 66% of her team's points.
That's crazy. With
totals of 40, 47, 37, and then 60 against Mason City Monday night in Cerro Gordo County. Talked to head coach Kurt Clausen of the Mohawks Tuesday because the Mohawks hosted Dowling on Monday on a makeup game, and then they had to get on the bus in the snow, come down to Centennial and play on the north side of Ankeny on Tuesday night, where Centennial kind of took care of business there. Mason City is a Class 4A classified school, but they play a 5A schedule.
Which helps them, when the fact that they play up. So now when they go into tournaments, they're going to, have that behind them in terms of the competition level. They're like Xavier. I think Xavier's the same way. They play
North Scott.
Up. Yeah.
Same way in 4A. Marion plays a lot of. They do occasionally slip up and get a couple of 5A schools in there. So as we get ready tonight, Jackie, Johnston, we talk about just how good defense is, but to me it still starts with offense. You mentioned her already. Maya McDermott, 19 points a contest, the future UNI Panther, the junior, the drink stirrer, the jump starter, whatever you want to call. She absolutely is the key to this Johnston offense.
I remember seeing her play as a freshman, and they were playing Davenport North, I think, to go to state. And she hit that shot to go into overtime, and they went to state. And I wasn't quite sure about her then, but, a freshman. But I tell you what, she has done nothing but get better and better and better. She's so poised. She doesn't try to play out of control. She doesn't try to force things. You talk about a small player. If you want to model yourself after somebody and you're a small person, that's exactly who you need to look at, because every part of her game, she knows what she can and can't do.
She knows where people are at, and at all times, she always knows where Reagan Nessheim is.
Yes.
Because
who's gotten better the last couple of games out. I mean, she's finally being a force inside, which she really wasn't present at early part of the season.
Played a little tentative, I think.
Yes.
Didn't quite transition her AAU game to the high school game, but all of a sudden she is playing like the future Division I basketball player that she is.
Well, both her and Maddie Mock had 20 each,
right?
20 and 21, I think, of what they had on Tuesday night. So, what better time for that to happen? So I'll be kind of anxious to see what happens in this game tonight, because totally 2 different styles from Tuesday night to tonight.
Well, one of the teammates that Maya will have at UNI, not next year but the year after, because Maya's got to still play a year of high school, will be Sarah McCullough for Ankeny. She's their leading scorer, 15 points, 85% from the free throw line. And why that's important is because last week against Dowling, the Hawks made 11 of 12 free throws when it mattered, when it counted. And McCullough was kind of that key reason that they were able to get over the hump and beat the Maroons.
They always say defense and free throws. Free throws make a huge difference, because when it comes down to crunch time, you want to make sure you've made the majority of them.
And Kayla Pitts was also clutch from the free throw line, as Kayla had 15 points against the Maroons, including some clutch free throws. Ashley Harrington was big with free throws. Jacqueline Keeker, she had the tough assignment of trying to guard Caitlin Clark. It's been miserable for a lot of guards around the state trying to play defense against Caitlin Clark, but it was Keeker that night. But then McCullough, but the return of Abigail Johnson, she had 8 points. She's still not starting tonight, but she has been key because she is just a little taller and a little more of a physical presence down low for Coach McAnally.
So we'll see her as a sub-end role tonight, then I take it?
And we will also see, Ellie Mashoff, who's returning from an injury. So the Hawks are getting healthy, and they will face the Johnston Dragons on senior night here at Ankeny High School. We'll take a couple of minute break, get you ready for tip-off and the starting lineups and the national anthem. When we come back, this is high school basketball. You're watching on CISN.TV.
Is this guy a contractor who does good work or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. You may have noticed it's starting to get cold outside, and if you're like a lot of folks, that old fireplace in your house isn't doing you much good. You need to replace that thing with a high-efficient gas fireplace from Heat & Glow. We're going to come in, take your old wood or gas fireplace out. We're going to replace it with a warm, cozy, high-efficient, easy-to-use fireplace from Heat & Glow. It'll be the best thing you ever did to your house. Come see us today, because nothing's better than a warm fire on a cold day.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome back to Ankeny High School. It's the Johnston Dragons and the Ankeny Hawks. Let's get our starting lineups for tonight's contest.
Assistant coaches for your Hawkettes, Seth Haggerty, Cole Engel, and Amanda Kinzenbaugh. And the head coach, Mr. Drew McAnally. Now it's time to introduce our Happy Homes starting lineups. First, for the visiting Dragons, a 5'5" junior, number 2, Maya McDermott. A 5'7" senior, number 24, Macy Thompson. A 5'11" junior, number 30, Kendall Mead. A 6-foot junior, number 40, Maddie Mock. And a 6'1" senior, number 42, Reagan Neshine. And now, the starting lineup for your Ankeny Hawkettes. A 5'11" junior, number 4, Holly Tremble. A 5'8" junior, number 5, Ayla Pitts. A 5'4" junior, number 20, Ashley Carrington. A 5'8" senior, number 22, Jalen Keeper. And a 6-foot senior, number 25, Sarah McCullough. Tonight's officials for the Sunday by CIML, Eric Davis, Dax Wiedemeyer, and Jared Kramer. Our athletic trainer on hand is Ellen Sutton. And now if everyone would please rise, remove your hats, as we turn and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
For Johnston, it'll be Maya McDermott, Macy Thompson, Kendall Need, Maddie Mock, and Reagan Nessheim. For the Hawks, Holly Trimble, Kayla Pitts, Ashley Harrington, Jacqueline Keeker, and Sarah McCullough. Your coaches, Chad Gillick and Drew McAnally. Jackie Sapp, your keys if you are Ankeny tonight, trying to knock off the big dog, the Johnston Dragons.
Well, they definitely need to get back in transition and make it a half-court game. Also, containing McDermott will be a big challenge, but that's another thing they need
Easier
to do.
said than
done.
done.
Yeah, exactly. And strong with the ball on offense and play vertical to the basket. Those would be the three things they should concentrate on.
And what about Johnston tonight as they look to hold serve?
Transition buckets, easy buckets, that's really their game. Also, they don't play against zone that much. That may cause them some problems. They got to be smart and attack the zone. And then last of all, defensively intensity and take away the three from Ankeny.
The Ankeny Hawks in their home whites. The Dragons in the road yellows. McCullough and Nessheim tip it off. Johnston gets the tip on the rebound. McDermott already creating. The first shot is no good. The second, there's a foul as Maddie Mock cleaned up her own rebound and put it in, and she'll already go to the line. And if you're going to get Ankeny in foul trouble, there's you're off to a right start.
That's true. There's a prime example of McDermott and nose for the ball.
Pitts hits number one, and the free throw is good by Maddie Mock, a 70% free throw shooter. Makes it look easy.
They're just playing with so much confidence.
And the second one is off the mark, tipped by Ankeny to Mock, and then it's going to go off of the Hawks, and it'll stay Johnston basketball. The numbers were in the Hawks' favor there. Need gets the ball in. Kicking in on and driving, trying to create on that zone early on. The Hawks have stuck with that 2-3 for a lot of this season. And that is going to be an unforced error, and it'll go over to Ankeny.
It'll take Johnston a while to settle in because they just don't face that many people with zone, which is an advantage for Ankeny.
Kayla Pitts across midcourt, 7.5 to play here in the first quarter. Early on, 1-0 on a free throw. McCullough, give and go to Pitts, drives and kicks. Sound familiar?
Yes, it
That's
does.
what they did against Dowling last week. Ball's tipped around. McDermott comes up with it after she got the help from Nessheim. Creating on that play was Macy Thompson. Teams try to go over that zone. It's a matter of how good the defense does to push that offense down.
Well, Ankeny did a good job that time of getting back in transition. And that's going to be the huge key for them.
Johnston in no hurry to shoot right now.
Right now they're just kind of standing around.
Mock, to a flashing Need for two.
There's another young lady that's improved a ton this year.
Need with two, team with three. Early on, 3-0 Dragons. Second offensive possession coming for Ankeny now. Nice move in the post for Keeker.
That was a great move. Faked inside and came back around to the outside.
Have to admit, I was looking at some Larry Bird moves before I came tonight. That was Bird-esque right there.
Were you trying to get fired up or what?
Yeah, I was. I can't say half the words that Bird plays.
There's
nice
another
move
move.
by Need, and she's fouled by McCullough. That was a great
that
post play right there.
She's so deceptive. I mean, she's, about 5'10". She can go inside, outside, quick.
Need to the line and converts early on. She now has 3 points.
Really, Johnston probably has 4 out of the 5 Division I players. 3 obviously have committed, but Need, I could see her going to a Division I school.
5-2 lead for Johnston early on. 4 of those points scored by Need. Keeker switches directions on the defense. Pitts drives a little pick and roll. Loses it momentarily. One more pass. McCullough for 3. Dialed in!
That was all net.
Tied at 1 point advantage. No, tied at 5, yeah. Rebound on the missed shot for Johnson. Nice move by McDermott. Need in the paint, and she's fouled. She'll have a chance for the extra play.
She's going to be a key. I kind of think they're not aware of her. See, this style really plays as an advantage for Ankeny because they can just do better in a half-court set, take time off the clock. Anytime you're playing against somebody really good, you don't want to get an up-and-down game with them.
And if you're Ankeny playing in that half-court offense, that's what they did against Dowling. They didn't get flustered when Clark got going on her points. Pitts is going to need a little help and finally gets it from Trimble. Mock steps around the pick and stolen almost by Need. Ankeny will reset. Need with her arms. I think we've talked about that a time or two, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a trackster. She's just an all-around athlete. She plays volleyball, she runs track, and she does basketball.
Well, and don't forget what she also does on a lot of Saturdays. She's a show choir person.
Oh.
She might be one of the best dancers.
She might be the only show choir girl out there.
Oh, that shot was all but down for Trimble. McDermott pushes tempo. Need was there for a moment. McDermott, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Keeker. Stolen away by McDermott. That's what she can do. 3-on-1, wide open Maddie
Great
Moss.
pass. You know, she came all the way across the court to steal that pass.
Her speed flusters the best of them. 10-5, just like that, a 5-point advantage after a tie for the Dragons. Under 4 now here in the first quarter. Trimble says, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to shoot it. Blocked by Nessheim and then corrals the loose ball. McDermott in the trees, no good. Rebound, McCullough.
They do not want to get in a running game with them.
McCullough is going to take it right at Nessheim to draw the foul. Unless they see an opportunity, but you're right, Jackie, a track race. The only thing with Johnston that can be a problem, that bench is not the deepest of other teams.
And I was just going to say that.
and if you get them in foul trouble, it's not so much, they're in such good shape. Running isn't going to phase them. It's the fouls.
That's basically the only sub they have right now is Anna Gosling, who just came in. They don't go any deeper than her. And she would start on most any other team.
She started against Centennial earlier this year.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, Mack hits both free throws, cuts the lead to 3. 3.5 to play underneath. Wide open Nessheim from the right side this time.
That was a great high-low. You know, I will say, because I teach at Johnston and my classroom is just off the gym, these kids are in there and they're shooting. I mean, they have worked for everything they've gotten.
McCullough for 3, no. Rebound Need. Abigail Johnson trying to help. Nessheim left side blocked by McCullough, and then out of bounds it'll stay. Johnston ball. McCullough not afraid tonight of Nessheim.
No, Nessheim should have stopped and then faked up and gone up, and she just kind of went right into the basket.
5-point advantage early on for Johnston. McDermott 3. Good. You could see the rotation was lined up for her. Eight-point advantage now for Johnston. Ellie Mashoff back into the ballgame. First time she has played in several weeks.
You know, Ankeny's really patient on their offense. I mean, they're disciplined. They work for the good shot.
Johnson 3. 2, said her foot was on the line. Not by much. 3 ball on the way on the other side. No good for Gosling. Rebound Need.
She thought about it. She thought about the shot there.
Boy, I thought she was going to do that again. Tipped away by Trimble once, twice, and then collected by Pitts. who pushes it up and stolen by McDermott. If you're not careful, she'll pick your pocket every single time.
She's just so smart.
Former soccer player underneath. Mock's shot is blocked once, twice. That time they're going to get a foul. McDermott used to play soccer, gave that up to focus more on basketball. Yeah, she was a very good I believe it was either her freshman year she helped him at state.
Yeah,
I remember a goal that was big.
She has some honor in soccer because it's in our little trophy case. I've seen her picture.
McDermott goes out for a moment. Thompson comes back in.
You know, just think the momentum Ankeny could have had if they wouldn't have had all these injuries they've had. I mean, you know, they've kind of had to regroup each time somebody's gotten hurt, and he's really getting to play at the right time.
Well, you always worry about momentum. What's your confidence? What's your momentum level? And right now, Ankeny is starting to feel, hey, we can play with anybody. That's going to be
it. She walked right into that one.
Just got to shake a little of that rest off for Mashoff. She's one that's been out with a concussion. You had Abigail Johnson out with a lower leg injury. And, you know, it pressed Rachel Chrisman, who came in big against a game we had here a couple of weeks ago.
The Ames game, wasn't it?
I think it was. It made that one a lot closer than it felt like. Because I think Ames was up by more than 20 at one point, and Chrisman comes in, has a great fourth quarter. They haven't gone back to her much since. Good ball movement here by Johnston as we approach the 1 minute mark in the first quarter. Need faces, drives, blocked. And that's going to be 2 on McCullough here. That will be a game changer if she gets into foul trouble.
You know, now this is something that's rare. Maya normally doesn't sit out.
Oh, they're going to call Vasic with the foul. Sorry.
Maya normally doesn't sit out, and he's resting her, which is smart, because I think that's what happened in the Centennial game. She never sat at all, and then, you know, when it came down to crunch time, she just didn't have the energy. So, I mean, you got to realize you got to rely on your other kids to, you know, pick you up. So I think that was a smart move. And then plus she's going to get the break here because they only got 50 seconds.
Need gets the feed from Nessheim, who gets another rebound. That's 2 on this possession. Kick out. Mock back to wide open Need. Blocked by Keeker. And then stolen away by Nessheim. Reagan's trying to run the point. Johnson will finally grab handle. Let's see what Ankeny does in the final 30. Gonna have to help. Yeah, that one's tipped. See, it's not just McDermott who can get hands in there. Great move there by Gosling. Harrington been kind of quiet this quarter. Final 15 seconds now. The play call is down that I think everybody in the gym heard Coach McAnally. Pitts drives, floats it, no good. Rebound, Gosling, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Nessheim won't get it off. Where was the buzzer?
No basket.
That was a short little buzzer.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of like
an accident.
It was like a sickly buzzer.
And they look at the score at the scoreboard and say, I didn't do anything. I don't know what's going on. Hey, we've played one quarter, 16-9, back after this on CISN.
Price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our dealership in Indianola. Great.
Kelly's sitting at Welcome back here on CISN as we're trying to point out parents as we help everybody out.
You got caught.
I got caught. Coworker of mine, daughter sitting on the. In fact, I got 2 coworkers on either side here tonight.
That makes you special.
Well, I'll know 2 players. That's about it. After that, we'll do what we can. McCullough drives back out on the floor to start the second quarter, as is Keeker, Pitts, Harrington. It's going to be an unforced error. Turnover back to Johnston. Pitts, Trimble, Keeker, McCullough, and Harrington for the Dragons. It's McDermott. Let's see, that is Thompson, Gosling, Need, and Nessheim. McDermott gets a screen. That's going to be an illegal screen. Moving
Thompson?
right there was Thompson. The senior was caught. And in fact, I saw a nice picture posted. I don't know if it was on Twitter or if it was Facebook, but it was Macy and Reagan as young girls. I mean, we're talking under the age of 5, where they have been playing sports together for years, the 2 seniors. McCullough for 3, off the mark. Rebound, Hawks, no good. Keeker's shot goes wide. McDermott. Johnston not been in a big flow early on here.
No, you're right. Absolutely not.
Ankeny led by 17 in the first half, the first 2 times these teams played. But Gosling says, no, we're going to take this.
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't even guard Thompson. I would take 2 people and run a little triangle, a little gimmick defense, and try to take McDermott out of the game.
And that's a hard thing to do.
It is, yeah, it is. Johnston's so good about getting their hands up. They've got their arms out. They've deflected a lot of passes.
Harrington drives and scores and is fouled.
Johnson foul is on number 24, Macy Thompson. Her second.
So Macy Thompson whistled for the foul. Number 2 here. 6.5 to play. Harrington, her first 2 points of the game. Now 3 as she converts. And a whistle the other way, and we'll shoot free throws. Good drive there by Nessheim. Pushing tempo.
You know, she does a really nice job of running the floor, which will be a definite asset for her at the collegiate level. I mean, she gets up and down.
Reagan misses the first.
I think she's been struggling at the foul line. She was in the gym a couple weeks ago, spending some extra time. And sometimes that can be just in your head.
58% makes us look okay on that. We both were right. As Reagan converts.
You know, Macy Thompson, she just works her, well, that was Gosling, but Macy Thompson, when she's in, she works her tail off on defense. That's her strength for the Johnston Dragons.
Johnson in transition, short, rebound McDermott. Again, just like you said, Jackie, she knows where to be on the court.
She has an instinct for the ball.
Inside, I don't know how they found Nessheim, but she was triple teamed and put it up.
See, that's where if Ankeny would just drop back when Thompson catches the ball and just clog that middle up, I think they'd have a harder time making that pass.
21-12, 5:40 to go. Johnson for 3. Good!
They're not going to go away. They're going to hang right in here.
They got Johnson back into the lineup. She's feeling it. Blocked shot, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay Johnston. As our officials tonight, Eric Hink, Dax Wiedemeyer, and Jared Kramer combine to make that call.
Number 12, Ellie Manshaw.
Kinsley Jellick just entered the game.
Coach's daughter, eligible after the new semester.
I thought they moved to Johnston.
And that's right. Well, she didn't play until after the new year. Maddie Mock. Back to an 8-point advantage for Johnston. 5 minutes to play in the half. Harrington pulls that one out of the front row, makes a move on McDermott, and then stolen away Gosling. She jumped the passing lane.
There again, get their arms out. They've deflected a lot of passes.
McDermott, the floater. Oh, wow.
You know, and I hate that shot. I absolutely hate it.
Except when she hits it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because she makes it look so easy.
Not a lot of girls can do that, though. She's got the control.
Three-pointer from Pitts is nothing but net. Timeout. Johnston. Pitts' first three of the game and first points of the game. Johnston calls a timeout.
I just got an update on the Valley Southeast Pole game. They had senior night, so it just started, and it's only 5-3 Valley's up.
Well, hey.
But we'll be hearing more.
That's like the Super Bowl score there.
Yeah, sounds like it, exactly.
You know, we many nights, whatever sport, it seems to be, I always get the late game. It's good to see somebody else get a late game. We'll have senior festivities between the two games tonight for both Ankeny boys and girls.
See, now they may just do their girls.
They might just do the girls because the boys are another night. But we are starting to get a nice little crowd filling in here to watch the Hawks. Johnston fans have been making some of their games, their attendance, they got to maybe pick it up a little bit. Jillick misses the shot. And, you know, it's hard. Lots of activities going on, but you got to see this Johnston team play because of great plays like that. Gosling wide open. McCullough is going to step back. Thought about the three for a moment at the 4-minute mark. Mashoff fakes, kicks. Swing it one more time. Harrington not afraid to drive. She loses it. It'll be off her.
You know, if you're going to play the game of basketball, especially these days, you have got to like contact.
Yeah.
Because really, I mean, that's where the game has gone to. I mean, you've got to be strong. You've got to go into people. And some people just don't like contact, and they'll never be successful down the road if they don't do that.
Need, turn around. There's nobody around her. She'll shoot it. Mock goes over Vasic. Need 15-foot good. Need now with 9.
I was going to say, she's kept him right in there.
Pitts pulls up her dribble. Gonna need a little help. Pitts for 3. Good!
Have they missed a 3?
Yeah, they have.
Just one, maybe.
McCullough missed one. Three balls are the ones that can get you back into the ball game like that. Need drives, kicks, stolen away by the Hawks. That's Pitts. Johnson in transition, 15, no.
She wasn't set.
Trying to take advantage. She had a little spacing, and so the Hawks on an empty possession there, but they've cut the lead to 6. Back-to-back threes from Kayla Pitts.
You know, it's tough to go with your left hand. Oh, that was Maddie Mock.
Maddie Mock
She
for
stepped
3.
out on that one. Wow. I was going to say it's tough to dribble with your left hand when you're a right-handed player and then come back and try to make that shot. It's all about getting squared up, getting your shoulder at the basket.
Ankeny doing the double cut there, and both of them just off half a fraction of a second. So it's trying to get the offense in sync here. Pitts the handoff, the Euro-style play. Pick comes. McCullough drives, and then she draws a double team in the corner, which means there's going to be a Hawk open somewhere.
Oh, nice
Driving and scoring is Mashoff.
They're just kind of lull them to sleep. I mean, they're, run that weave, and then they find an open, and here we go, Maddie Mock again.
Maddie Mock tried
Almost.
it again. Jillick to Need this time. Kendall Need with 11 now. She's played great.
I wonder if they have show choir contest tomorrow.
They do.
They do?
At Urbandale.
And you would know that
I would
because
know that. I have an inside source, yes, on the show choir circuit there at Johnston High School. Nice cut, and that's going to be a foul, Nessheim, and that'll be number 2 if that's who they got, and they did. Reagan now has 2. So now coming back in is going to be Anna Gosling.
Oh, they're going to go smaller. Huh. See, that may, getting down the stretch, and when we start tournaments, of course, they have a pretty easy route to get the state tournament. That could hurt them. That was just...
Harrington, the insert pass, and then she's fouled by McDermott.
I will say, though, Johnston does not foul very much. They didn't the other night against Southeast Polk.
Let's see, Johnston is in Class 5A, region number 8. No, I take that back.
Ames is in theirs.
Yeah. No good on the shot. Long rebound will go off Jillick's hands right there in front of the bench.
Well, after the first period at Southeast Polk is ahead 11-10.
Okay.
Low scoring.
Johnston in Region 3, they'll face Indianola a week from tomorrow. And then if they would win, they'd face the winner of Ames versus either Sioux City West or Fort Dodge. And the regional final to go to state would be on Tuesday the 19th. And if Johnston is the highest seed, it would be their home game against Ames, which was not easy.
Right.
McDermott from NBA range is good.
See, and if Johnston is number 1 next week by the Union, then they'll have a good seed going into the state tournament because they reseed them again.
McCullough drives and is fouled by Need. And that's key because it is about seeding when it comes to the tournament. There were not rankings this week, but there were. Yeah, Need whistled there. The 1A, 2A, 3A final rankings came out yesterday by the Union. No 4A, 5A rankings.
And I'm wondering if the Union would have pushed back their release a week, because there was a lot of upsets last week. I mean, it was a crazy week.
Yeah.
It would have made a difference on some people's pairings and where they probably were going.
Gosling, 3-ball. Good! Boy, I thought that didn't look online, but now
like
with
it's
5.
to the right.
Back to a 12-point advantage. 10 seconds to go for Ankeny. Trying to get it to single digits. Driving his pits. Miss. Rebound, Hawks or Johnston. Here comes McDermott at the buzzer. No good. Put back. Will not count.
But that was an athletic move.
What a follow. Wow, what a good first half. 12-point advantage for Johnston. 38-26. What a great scoring second quarter. When we come back, we will be talking to the head Johnston boys basketball coach, Bob Sandquist, is supposed to join us. Is that right?
No.
Did I have that right? I misread you.
Brent Butcher.
It's Butcher.
Yeah.
Okay, Brent Butcher's coming up. Even better. We get to talk to an athletic director and ask for a raise, right?
There you go.
There we go. All right, 12-point advantage for Johnson. We'll be back right after this on CISN.TV.
Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gnlclothing.com.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here at halftime, Activities Director Brent Butcher, the guy who has all the time in the world in the winter.
Nice to see you too again, Paul.
When's the last time you had a good night's sleep?
Well, I'm trying to think here. It's probably been a couple weeks here with all the weather and everything like that. It's probably been a couple weeks.
Well, your counterpart at Dowling Catholic, Tom Wilson, we had him on at halftime, and I said, "Say, do you have unlimited minutes on your cell phone plan?" He said, "Yeah." I go, "Well, it's a good thing, right?" He goes, "Oh, you have no idea how it has been." I'm going to turn us down just a little bit. Is that loud for you?
No, I think I'm okay. Yep.
All right, I must be, I'm sensitive.
You're a lot younger than I am.
I am. Well, you've had enough kids yelling at you over time. It's been a busy winter. You got all sorts of things. You have to do both athletics and activities. We're in the middle of show choir and jazz band, and then you've got dance teams and all sorts of stuff going. How do you keep it straight?
It's so awesome, isn't it? That's the best thing about it is that you got tremendous kids out there, and they've all got different skill sets, and we just try to keep it on the calendar and make sure we try to value every program and make sure we try to get out there and watch our kids perform and play ball. So it's a great winter.
So you have usually it's elementary nights, get you through most of the season. But what do you got tonight?
Tonight we've got our cheerleaders are putting on a cheer clinic, so they've got some quite a good number out there, which is good. So it's a fundraiser for them, but it's also an opportunity for our younger cheerleaders to experience what it's like to be a Hawk cheerleader. And then it's a great piece for our older kids too to get out there and role model and teach as well.
Well, and that's something you and I actually just had a discussion about last Saturday. That's something that the vocal department does and the band department does. Why is it so important? I mean, you would think you've got all of these students to pick from, but let's face it, every department has to do some recruiting of its own.
Yeah,
and marketing.
No doubt about it. Yeah, participation rates. We want to make sure those are real solid, and not only get them in the programs but retain them. That's the key. And the younger we can start without burning anybody out, introducing them to different opportunities that they'll have not only at the middle school but also at the high school. That's just a plus for us. So we know that educational activities-based programs also help kids with grades and attendance, and when they get out of high school and move on and do all the things that they want to do in life, the activities program is a big part of that for a lot of kids.
I could look. You're busy talking. I'm busy wandering around. I see about 40 different phones recording an event like that. What do you think when you see something like that?
I think licensing. That's what I think. I think we ought to charge people $10 for every phone they've got out, and we can license that.
You wouldn't have to pay for a bus for a while out of your budget.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
a while.
That's an administrator talking right there. So.
All right, so last
awesome.
night you did have to have a postponement. I mean, we kind of joke about it. It has been, I can't remember a year where it's been this intense week after week, night after night, where you've had to reschedule. What has the priority been to try to get these as many games and to get these teams ready for the second season?
Yeah, with us being split up into three different, conferences within the CIML, the priority is to make sure you get your conference games in, which we have. Marshalltown was a non-conference game, so we were able to feel good about a cancel, but obviously, from a safety standpoint, we weren't going to put our kids on the road for that. But to not make up that game and cancel it is a little easier than a conference matchup. And then we're getting so close to regionals and sub-state for the boys that you got to consider the rest time and preparation time and the most important piece of their season.
So tonight, senior night for the girls. Are you doing the same thing for the boys?
We're going to do that.
Yep.
We're going to do both together.
Games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boys and girls together.
This class, let's talk about the girls.
Yep.
Sarah McCullough gets a lot of the attention. She's done wonders. Father played for Ankeny, a name, but she's not the only senior on the team.
No, and what a great kid too. Actually, both Sarah and Jalen Keeker, just two quality young ladies. And it's one of those. Look at all the young girls that are out here. They want to be like Jalen and Sarah, and that's a blessing. And their parents have done a tremendous job with those two young ladies, and they're going to be very successful in the future. And we wish them the best. Sarah's, I think she's within 24 or 25 points of 1,000. So she's got 2 games to get that tonight in Des Moines East, and hopefully we can take care of Des Moines East and get to the next level. So
you got that basketball in the back to give her for 1,000, or what are you going to do?
We do. I'm a little bit. Sometimes I'm a baseball guy, so I get a little bit superstitious. And so we're going to save her for the right time, but we got that planned out and ready to go.
All right, boys. Also, Dylan Carlson, one of the seniors, Coach's son. We had a chance to talk to Coach a couple of weeks ago about what that's been like. Talk about the boys a little bit too.
Yeah, and that's a large class. I believe there's 8 seniors that have stuck it out, and not everybody's getting their feet on the floor in a varsity game, but they're part of a program, and And that's really a credit to Coach Carlson and his staff for keeping those guys around. You know, Coach Pete back in the day was the same way. He had high numbers of seniors. And so, you know, everybody's valued in the program, and certainly, you know, Dylan was a great addition to our staff as well as his dad as a coach, and he's going to do some great things as well.
And I will make a plug for myself. Coach Carlson has said it's been nice to have the links to the games to send back to the family back in Northwest Iowa. So thank you for letting us to do some of these games.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate it, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
And we know the fans have enjoyed it, and there's still people here. Look, it's a full house. See, we're helping market for you.
That's right. That's what we like about it.
All right, Brent. Thank you so much. Brent Butcher, the Activities Director here at Ankeny High School. We'll come back for half number 2 of game number 1 tonight here on CISM.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Is this guy a contractor who does good work or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. You may have noticed it's starting to get cold outside, and if you're like a lot of folks, that old fireplace in your house isn't doing you much good. You need to replace that thing with a high-efficient gas fireplace from Heat & Glow. We're going to come in, take your old wood or gas fireplace out. We're going to replace it with a warm, cozy, high-efficient, easy-to-use fireplace from Heat & Glow. It'll be the best thing you ever did to your house. Come see us today, because nothing's better than a warm fire on a cold day.
Halftime, it is the Johnston Dragons 38, the Ankeny Hawks 26. Quick look at your unofficial scoring. Maya McDermott, 8 points for the Johnston Dragons, 11 for Kendall Need, 9 for Maddie Mock, 5 for Reagan Nessheim, and 5 for Anna Gosling, for a total of 38 points. For the home team on the board tonight, the Ankeny Hawks, 8 for Sarah McCullough, 5 Abigail Johnson, 2 Keeker, 3 for Harrington, 3 for Pitts, actually 6 for Pitts. She had back-to-back threes in this contest. So, Jackie, what are you talking about at halftime if you're either of these coaches? You can start with whoever you want.
Well, let's see. If I'm Johnston, I would, of course, they really haven't done a whole lot wrong.
No.
They kind of broke down defensively towards the end of the second quarter. I would say they need to block out. Rebounding's hurting them on the defensive end. Otherwise, I think they've done a pretty good job down here. They can't afford to have turnovers. Like, they travel a few times. You know, they can't afford to do that because they just don't have the firepower, you know, to come back and go against a team that's pretty strong.
All right, so McDermott, 8 points is a great night, well under her average. If you're Coach McAnally, you're going, oh, goodness, what's she going to do to me in the second half?
Yeah, that's true. Of course, you know, Coach Jellick might be saying, hey, we need to get more people involved, you know. She can score at will. She can score whenever she needs to score.
I don't have Thompson for scoring. Otherwise, everybody and Jillick.
Yeah,
so
Thompson's not going to score.
But so he's gotten scoring from all 5 of his players. So he's Need underneath.
Yeah, that's a design play to start the second half.
I go back to Reagan. Nice move in transition and scoring
That's
is Macy Thompson.
It was me just kind of saying that. Maybe she heard us.
Well, you hope she's focused on the game. That's great if she wants the descriptions. 14-point advantage for Johnston.
If you get a sizable lead here, there are things that they probably should work on going into tournaments, and that is getting other people to score.
Pitts comes up on McDermott, 3 on the way. Maddie Mock, nothing but rain. Mock's 3 gives him 43 and a 17-point advantage just like that.
You know, back in the day, if you wore knee pads, that was kind of a sign of you weren't tough. And I noticed 3 Johnston girls have knee pads on. No, 4.
Yeah, 4 of the 5. And I would imagine, that's a late whistle there on Keeker on the interior pass. And I think all of them, when there's an up-tempo or there's some pressure, they'll go wherever. We've seen 3 different Johnston Dragons dive in front of the bench already for a loose ball.
Yeah, but have you any other teams that you've done this year, have you seen very many knee pads? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that it used to be a big thing 6-on-6,
right,
and then they went away from it.
Southeast Polk, I think all the starters, almost every girl wears knee pads
Really?
for the Rams when I saw them.
And I've seen them 3 times, and I don't remember that.
Well, I'm here to prompt things with you, Jackie. The Hawkettes just trying to find some offensive flow. They've had a rough couple of times. McCullough's going to drive, and she is fouled. I'm not going to repeat what Reagan said, but, she wasn't pleased. That's foul number 3 on the senior.
That's really the first time that McCullough has gone to the basket. I mean, that's good. I mean, she needs to do more of that.
And that was something that was done, Jackie, I will say, last week against Dowling when the Hawks kind of crawled back into the ballgame was when they were driving the basket. And McCullough hits both free throws. She now has 10. Team has 28. The lead back to 17 for Johnston. What do you got in that other game?
We have halftime, and it is Valley 25 and Southeast Polk 23. Zoe Young has 14, but not shooting well. And Southeast Polk is playing much better defense than they have last couple times out.
Maddie Mock drew 3. Kendall Need wide open. Scores 2. She now has 13. Great play. So Young has, you said 14?
Yeah, but not shooting well. So whatever that means.
The future Maryland Terrapin. Zoe Young crossed a couple of thresholds. I think she's the all-time leading scorer in Valley history now. Pitts drives, short, rebound, McDermott, but Nessheim should get the credit for that. Maya's going to kick, a trailing Nessheim. Ball's tapped away by Keeker. And finally, Ankeny able to not allow Johnston to look at the basket. Abigail in transition. Good. Yeah. Pretty shot.
They're not backing down.
What's the cheer? I believe. The Ankeny believe in now they can play. Mock is, let's say it, hacked by McCullough at the 5:01 mark. McCullough's second of the game.
Why do you think people foul like that? What would be your thought on that?
Are you trying to oh boy. Are you trying to prevent a good look at the basket?
I don't know. Well,
as Mock hits 1 of 2. Why do you think people foul like that? Because it's an intentional foul, face it. And it should be called an intentional foul, and the textbook definition is nice scoop the loop for Holly Trimble for her first 2.
I'm not sure. Well, that was close.
Need in the paint. Nessheim not in the paint. She's on the wing. Another floater from McDermott. That one's
was in and out.
In and out. Johnson the board. Driving, McCullough pulls back on Nessheim. Good battle between those two. Cutting in.
Nice back door.
Missing is Johnson. Rebound, Hawks. Johnson again. No good. Rebound, Maddie Mock. Hawks had 2 dead to right shots there. Go off the mark. McDermott. Ooh, nice move. 15-footer, no good. Nessheim's going to have it go off her hands and out of bounds.
You know, Anna Johnson for Ankeny, she's a sophomore, and she's going to be a nice little player. She just has a nose for the ball. She's hit some shots.
Pitts. Oh, give and go. They were trying to go back door with Keeker. Instead, they'll go 3 from Pitts. No good. Chased loose ball by Macy Thompson. Need left alone at the elbow. Finally misses a shot. She has been on fire this game. Johnson runs the point. Gives up her dribble. Keeker way out, guarded by McDermott. As we approach the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Ankeny can't waste too much clock. McCullough drives on Nessheim and then kicks. Johnson, 2. That's 2 where she has been on the line.
She just needs to get back another 6 inches.
Not even that. We're talking
That's the
2.
second one.
Yeah. Cuts the lead to 14. Need, nice move, gets past McCullough, and that's a garbage foul, and she knows it. That's one of those where you can make it count, right?
Right, exactly. Is that her second or third?
That's her third if it's on McCullough.
See, and she had that one down here when I said, why do people foul like that? I mean.
Well, now wait a minute. They called.
Oh, that's right. They didn't call it on
Johnson.
her. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. So Need goes to the line. Kendall, a 70% free throw shooter, 13 points on the game. The team, Johnston, is a 65% team shooting squad, and Need converts. So she gets the 3-point play now with 14.
They do a nice job of cutting.
And I need to update Need. She now has, I've got her for 16.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Foul on Johnston's Anna Gosling. McCullough working for it. Johnson sets the pick. McCullough gets past Need and misses. She was expecting contact all the way there. Didn't come, and the ball went high. Gosling grabs a hold of the loose ball. Jillick inside. Nice ball movement by Johnson. 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound, Ankeny at the 2-minute mark. Up ahead. That's not going to go well for Ankeny. Oh, it's going to stay there.
Ooh, that was close.
Boy. Thought maybe.
I thought maybe it was going to be Johnson's
I thought
ball.
maybe it was going to be off Keeker. The officials don't huddle. Harrington comes back in. Haven't heard much from Ashley tonight, only with 3 points. In a lineup like this, she is the definite short player on the court, as Johnston has a lot of height at a lot of positions. McCullough gets it back for 3. Good!
Just kind of ran a 2-person game there. Is this quarter gone slow, or is it me?
That's just your time with me,
well,
Jackie.
they
That's
have,
the way
yeah,
it
that's
goes.
yeah. They haven't had many fouls though.
McDermott's 3 is no good. Rebound. Mock was boxed out by Mashoff, but Ellie just kind of pushed her into the way to get the ball. Harrington steps in front of the pass. She needs a little help on the dribble. Coming up on a minute.
Oh, that was a
Hits.
nice crossover dribble.
Shot no good by Kayla. Second attempt, she's fouled. I'm going to guess they're going to get Jillick for that. Kinsey.
Say Jillick or Jellick?
Jillick.
Jillick? Like Jill or Jill?
Jill like the name,
Gotcha.
not like the cream. But we'll ask Coach. How do you say your name? After all these years, I don't know how many games of Johnson I've done over time.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
I very well could be.
No, you're never wrong. Come on, Paul.
Kayla hits the first, misses the second. McDermott the rebound. Inside to Need, turnaround, no good. Rebound, Johnston. Again, the floater won't go. Tipped back to Need. Johnston making it look easy now.
Well, kind of toying with them.
Gosling back to McDermott. Now the Dragons will hold for one. Under 30 seconds. And now Ankeny will contest a little bit at 15 seconds. You can't give up that much time on the clock when you're down this many points. McDermott, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Need for 3 at the buzzer. Good!
That was a great job.
Need hits the 3 as the buzzer sounds.
I was just going to ask you, who do you think they're going to go to? I wasn't quite sure.
McDermott didn't know for a while either, but we'll find out what happens in the final 8 when we come back on CISN.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Ankeny down by 16. We'll start with the basketball in the fourth quarter. Paul Yeager and Jackie Sapp with you in this CIML contest, Class 5A. Game 1 of 2. We're going to do the boys' game tonight, too. Stolen away, Maddie Mock. Stepped right in front of Trimble, who picks her pocket, and then is going to be whistled for the foul before the shot.
You know, I was just looking, and right before Christmas break, Johnston played Ankeny, and it was only a 2-point game, 66-64.
Johnston down 17 at the half. Coach said they showed a lot of heart to come back. Didn't play great defense, and it was a shot with 2 seconds left that won it for the Dragons. So it'll show when you're a player like that, Jackie, that gives you the confidence of we can be down 17 and still come back. There's no 17-point plays. One at a time, play some defense, and a little luck helps too. Driving is Keeker, and she's fouled.
Well, you said they were down 15 against Dowling last week?
15 in the third quarter.
In the third quarter.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Maddie Mock, her first foul. And the free throw is good for Jalen Keeker. Second one off the mark. Ankeny's got to make free throws if they're going to stay in this one. McDermott for the Dragons. Inside they go. Nessheim, the left side, no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes again, no good. This time, McCullough rips it away. Officials letting him play there. Harrington drives on the taller Nessheim, who gets the block. McCullough for 3. Place would have gone crazy had she hit that one. And Keeker harasses McDermott enough to force it out of bounds, not draw the foul. Instead, Johnston will put it in with the clock stop at 6:53 and the lead at 15. You in a hurry to run an offense here if you're Johnston?
I wouldn't. I'd work for the good shot.
There's going to be times when you're going to play teams, Jackie, where you're going to need to run some clock.
I'll be honest with you, I would pound the ball inside because I think Johnston inside players need some work.
Great drive by Thompson, no good.
And I look for some inside-outside. Ball goes inside, and they kick it back out, which I think he talked about that a little bit.
Harrington drives and then blocked by Thompson.
But Ankeny's gone out of their zone. They're playing man-to-man now.
For Johnston, just keep the foot on the gas, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's 15 right now, but in a couple of threes, which Ankeny can hit, it's single digits. McCullough works in, creates a little space, misses against Nessheim, and guess who is there for the board? McDermott up ahead. Thompson in transition, no good. Nice cut, Kendall Need. McCullough the rebound, I think. Yes.
Yep, it is.
I didn't know if she was going to be able to control it.
She's done a nice job tonight going to the basket.
Won't be her last game at Ankeny High School gym. There's one more game in the postseason that the Hawks will host here.
Who do they have?
They are in Region 2, and they will face the winner of Des Moines East and North.
They're in the same region as Southeast Polk.
And a nice give and go. Keeker scored the last 3. Lead is 13, and then back to 15. You guessed it, Maddie Mock. Timeout, Ankeny. 56-41, 15-point advantage. Mock has done everything tonight, Jackie. She now has 17 points. She's only a 9-point per game, which I always think is kind of misleading. She does way more for you on that team.
Yes.
I've always been impressed
with
too. Maddie.
She's a rebounder. She's strong. I totally agree with you on that, Paul. Kind of, been back in the behind the curtain type of player. But that's good that she's playing. She had 20 the other night, and I think 2 weeks ago she had a good night, so she's just playing better and better. Because a couple of years ago when they were in the tournament, she was a key for them.
As a freshman,
yeah.
That's right. And that tournament will be here before we know it. Last year, Johnston made the tournament, won against Waukee.
Got beat by Iowa City.
And then got beat by 6 by the City High Little Hawks.
They were ahead at one point in that game in the fourth quarter.
You had a chance to see City High on Saturday back here on CISN. You can always go back on our YouTube channel, watch any of our games. That was with Dowling Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you think of the Little Hawks?
The Jones girl's a good scorer. I was expecting to see more, and Dowling really just kind of took it to him.
Abigail Johnson for 3. Tipped away, Need. Man, the shooter's touch for Reagan Nessheim.
Well, and then Iowa City High had gotten beat by West on Thursday night, so they suffered 2 losses within 3 days. And they were supposed to have come to Waukee tomorrow, but they're not going to be there.
Oh, is that game not going to happen now?
It's canceled, yes.
Oh, okay.
They canceled it.
Johnston up ahead. Nessheim tips it to Need, who collects and scores. She got around Pitts and made it easy. Need now with 18.
See, this is when they're at the best, when they can speed the game up and go up and down.
Hawkettes down 16, under 4 to play. If they're going to go, now is the time. How do you do that?
How do you do what?
Get back in it. It's down 16.
Threes. And shoot quicker than what they are.
Yeah, spent a lot of time driving his mash off. She loses the handle. Keeker puts it back for 2. Or attack the basket.
They're not giving up, though. I mean, they're playing hard, Ankeny is.
14, so Johnston just can't seem to shake the Hawkettes. McDermott, she's just itching to hit the shot. Inside, Johnson steps, nice cut, Nessheim. McCullough, is going to be fouled.
Is that her 4th?
Yeah, I think so. Reagan. So there's a strategy too. Johnson's not exactly out of the woods on fouls. That's her 4th at 3:06. I'm thinking she's going to stay. Yep, she will.
Well, she's got to learn how to play when you got 4 fouls on you.
Harrington. Now Johnson. Finds Harrington, and then just a little too much mustard on that.
Unforced turnover.
Kinsey Gillett comes in. Going out is Maddie Mock, and her 17 points will sit. Kendall Need with 18, so it's been Need and Mock tonight for Johnston. Let's see what McDermott and company can do on this possession. They go inside Need. Nice move. No good. Johnson tips it to McCullough. Hawkettes have numbers if they hustle. McCullough running the point. Gets trapped. Good defense there by Nessheim with her 4 fouls. Johnson approaching 2 minutes.
Nice move.
Mash-off drives. She had Need turned around and couldn't get her to foul her.
See, I probably would take out Maya and run Anna at the point because if Maya gets hurt, they really don't have anybody that with any experience to run the point. You just never know. And in a game like this, let the freshman step up. Let her run the point.
Mash-off 3 in the corner. A short rebound. Keeker, who is just playing with a lot of heart tonight on her senior night as well. Nessheim. Oh, in transition makes it look easy. Now 9 for Reagan.
I think Maya McDermott could play football. She just led her with that pass.
Timeout. Hawks will step away for a minute. The final 90 seconds when we come back. Back here at Ankeny High School, 1 minute, 32 seconds left. Johnston close to extending to their 19th win of the season. They're in control here at Ankeny tonight. Into the game is Chrisman, and she can't find it, but Keeker does and scores. Jalen Keeker. As now we see a few other players getting in for Johnson. Zoe Buchan. As McDermott's night is likely done.
You must have heard me.
I don't know if you know it. Everybody can hear us tonight. Keeker on the breakaway. Lays it in. Timeout Ankeny. Keeker not going away. She now has brought her team to 50 and within 15. Unfortunately, 44.4 seconds remain, Jackie. So Keeker now with 11. That's above her season average of 3.
What did Maya end up with?
Maya, at last count I had, 8 points.
Well, she didn't score in the second half?
She didn't score in the second half.
It's because those 2 floaters didn't go in.
That's
my favorite shot.
She had a couple of those. Just the way you draw them up,
I
right?
need to talk to her about that, yeah.
So if you can hold on, say it's a 15, 13, 17-point game. If you win like that on the road against a team that's up and coming, you got to be feeling good if you're Johnston.
You bet, especially going into tournaments.
We can win on the road by 15, and one of my leading scorer held way below her average. Johnston now with it. Gosling, the freshman, goes over top to Allie Hart.
Truthfully, with Maya McDermott, she's just all about winning. So if she doesn't get her average, Now she'll be hard on herself if her shot's off. I've seen her in the gym because she feels like her shot's hurting.
The 2 seniors for the Hawkettes come into the game for the last time with Keeker and McCullough. The shot's off the mark by Chrisman. Now we're at 20 seconds, and we have a foul. And that's on Rachel Chrisman.
Number 20, Ashley Harrington.
And now
Number 4, Holly Trimble. For your seniors,
So McCullough and Keeker go into the game so they can go out of the game and get a well-deserved round of applause here on senior night.
That's nice, though.
Sometimes you can't always do that.
No.
But when you can't get a chance, I'm sure they had that drawn up a little differently the way this game was going to go. Johnston inside to Hart. She throws it away, and we're down to the final 5 seconds. Trimble and Pitts will put it in. 3 seconds, 2. Pitts going to put it up and won't even attempt it, and that'll end it. 65-50. So arguably the number 1 seed or the number 1 team in Class 5A, the Johnston Dragons tonight, improved to 19-2 with a 65-50 victory here at Ankeny High School. Johnston, the default number 1 if you go by losses, 2 by City High last week. Polk was lost once last week and we're trailing at last check. So Johnston likely your number 1 team when the final rankings come out after Johnston able to hold, because Johnston will not play until next Saturday when they face Indianola. So that's their regular season ender here tonight. What do you got on a score on that other game?
I have Southeast Polk is up 39-34 with 2:28 left in the third.
One more time.
Southeast Polk is ahead 39-34 with 2:28 left in the third quarter.
39-34.
They got a late start because of
Yeah, right. No, I had to think about the point spread there on that
so
one.
So it's 5.
So Valley, when you look at things, Jackie, with girls in 5A, you know, the thought is I don't know if conventional wisdom is the way to say it. Central Iowa coaches feel real good about their teams right now, that they can stand up against anybody in the state. You ask the coaches at Johnston or Waukee or Valley, Centennial, Southeast Polk, they think they can beat anybody across the state. The problem is beating the team in their backyard.
Right. Well, I tell you, talk about Johnston rolling, and they've come around. I mean, they did not play this well early. Waukee's another team that I would have probably written them off after I saw him play right before Christmas. But when I saw him play last week, he's won some big games, and he's a good coach. Chris Guest gets a lot out of his kids. So there's another team that's kind of scary, and they're in the same region as Iowa City West.
I had a rival coach of Waukee tell me they think Waukee might be peaking too early. Is that such a thing?
Yeah, that is.
Is that just somebody trying to psych somebody else out?
No, it is. It's just like, did Southeast Polk, when they were playing really well, can they get back to that again? Because they were playing really well, like right around Christmas time, right after Christmas time, and then they kind of went in that law. So, yeah, that definitely is possible.
But Waukee it was going to be a tough out. This Johnson team, a tough out. Southeast Polk.
Right.
This Ankeny team, a tough out.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot of good basketball. You know, there's just not as many players in Class 5 or teams in Class 5A, and it makes a little difference here as we see seniors for Ankeny, Jalen Keeker. As Sarah McCullough is introduced.
Now, didn't you say her father played at Ankeny?
Her father played at Ankeny. Her father has been sick on and off for a number of years, fighting cancer. And a lot of people not thinking he would be here to see this.
He's got to be really proud of her.
And her cousin plays at Centennial, so that's always fun, too.
Wow.
So, you know, Grandma and Grandpa run from one to the other. In fact, Grandma and Grandpa, I think, will run here Centennial home tonight against Urbandale. And that is how we end here, as the boys now will have their senior introduction. A few more seniors, as you heard Brett Butcher say at halftime. Drake Bennett.
Drake's parents are Kelly and Lisa Bennett. He has been playing basketball for 14 years. He has been involved in many sports and activities.
As we kind of slowly make that transition to the boys contest, we now get introduced to some of these senior boys.
Trust your teammates to make the plays.
As As I chase down, here's the official roster tonight. So Bennett being introduced right now. Tyler Budden, Dylan Carlson, Grant Moeller, Reese Pitts, Peyton Fay will all be introduced here as the ceremony goes.
Next up is Tyler Budden. Tyler's parents are Mike and Jill Budden. He has been playing basketball for 7 years.
So as these seniors get honored, we'll continue to follow that for just a little bit, and then we'll step out and get you ready for the boys' contest.
Tyler plans to attend the University of Iowa and is undecided on his major.
Jackie, think of all these seniors and the parents and how many basketball games they've gone to over the years. What is it like? You know, you've had senior nights for players and been a part of them, and it seems cliche a little bit sometimes. Like, oh, it's senior night, but it truly is. You know, it's a transition.
I think sometimes it's harder on the parents. I think the athlete, you know, they've kind of maybe realized this is it. They're ready for other things. And other than the girl or the boy that's going to go on and play whatever level or, you know, NAIA or NCAA, I truly think it's harder on the parents. Because like you said, they go to games all the time. That has been their routine.
And they have, you know, they have a seat where they sit.
Right.
They have a chair that they bring. They know, you know, well, you heard, I don't know if you heard Brent, you couldn't because it was so loud. Talks about superstition. And, you know, parents have it just like the kids do. And they live and die with their child and internalize some things and just try to be encouraging and, you know, try not to coach from the stands.
Well, I'm from the same town that Brent's from, or not from, but I coach there, and I still have parents that I'll run into that I had their daughter play for me at Cresco, and they could tell me about games that they remember and all this and all. I mean, sometimes they're worse than the kids that I coach. I mean, there's one side of parents I'm still close to, and that was like some of the best times of my life, and I'm thinking, holy cow.
Grant Moeller getting introduced now.
But if they're interested in their child, that is a positive.
His advice to the underclassmen is always try your best. Grant plans to attend college in the fall and has not decided where yet. Our next senior is Caleb Mosley.
You're going to be having one come up here, be playing that.
Before you know it,
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and I won't be playing athletics, but he'll be entering high school soon.
What about the youngest one?
Well, he's only 3rd grade, so I got some time. But it goes quickly, I know.
But no, it doesn't have to be athletics. He'll be involved in something that you'll be going to.
That's right.
It could be show choir.
We'll see.
It could be debate.
It could be all
forensics.
sorts of things.
I don't even know if they have forensics here.
He'll do what he wants to do.
And that's the most important thing, Dad.
That's right. So let's see. Peyton Terry, Spencer Forrest, Caleb Mosley. Reese Pitts is getting introduced now.
Reese's parents are Joel and Christine Pitts. He's been playing basketball for 13
I have another update. Southeast Polk is up 42-36 after the third quarter.
So Polk has kind of gotten on fire a little bit, up by 6.
So live in the present.
That's really kind of going to be a big win, a game for them if they play better.
Next up is Ashlyn Rutgers. Ashlyn's parents are Jim and Jean.
You know, I don't even think that we had a senior night when I was in high school. I'm just sitting here thinking, I don't think the Jessup Jayhawks did that back in the day.
I know we did it, but
well, I'm a few years older than you are.
A couple of years, it wasn't maybe in vogue yet.
University, become a veterinarian.
Of course, I might have not wanted my parents to come out with me because my dad was pretty hard on me.
parents are Nate and Rachel Evans. She has been a manager for 3 years. She is also involved in National Honor Society, Student Council, Circle of Friends, and tennis. Her advice to the underclassmen is, don't stress out about things that are out of your control. Holly plans to attend Iowa
Well, that'll
State
end our
University
senior
to study kinesiology
honors as managers as well as other players. So we'll take a few-minute break, and we'll be back here in a little bit for the
Great
boys
selection,
contest here
great
on
experience.
CIML.
That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our dealership in Indianola.
Introducing the new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gnlclothing.com.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields. Here's to everyone.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health. Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Is this guy a contractor who does good work or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa.
I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. You may have noticed it's starting to get cold outside, and if you're like a lot of folks, that old fireplace in your house isn't doing you much good. You need to replace that thing with a high-efficient gas fireplace from Heat and Glow. We're going to come in, take your old wood or gas fireplace out. We're going to replace it with a warm, cozy, high-efficient, easy-to-use fireplace from Heat and Glow. It'll be the best thing you ever did to your house. Come see us today, because nothing's better than a warm fire on a cold day. Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our dealership in Indianola.
Introducing the new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gandlclothing.com.
Hi, everybody. We're up here. Hey, Jackie, look, put your headset on. Peter's putting us on TV. I don't know why. He wants to catch us, make sure we're working. So this is a big night right here, because normally we let you just do the girls' game and leave.
You think I can handle this?
I think you can absolutely handle it, because I think you can be just as tough on them and fair.
Actually, there's one of the players that starts I have in class right now.
Oh, so is he going to get a grade on how he does?
He would earn it anyway.
Oh, okay. It's all about the
classroom. He's a wonderful young man.
All right, this is game 2 tonight. Ankeny 11-6, the home team. Johnston 14-4. These two teams met earlier this season. It was a loss for Ankeny. It was a win for Johnston, 63-60. Both of these games, both girls and boys, were close the first time. The second time around, the Ankeny girls just couldn't quite get over that hump, lost by 15. Johnston boys tonight, though, Jackie, this is a team, pretty balanced scoring. It's Peyton Williams, the great athlete that he is, Max Rocky, and Jacob Runyon, the freshman, with 8 points. So a contest, 11, 8, and 8. So the thing about Johnston that's different from what I've been able to see this year, Jackie, is the height. They are a very tall team.
Yes, they are.
And that is something that Ankeny is not. But Ankeny is a fast and speedy team, and they bring Dylan Carlson, Braxton Brayless with his 15 points game, and then Jackson Smith with 13. So we're going to let you see them warm up just a little bit as Peter will pan off and show you the teams warming up.
Did you mention Grant Reed with 11.1?
Reed Grant, Reed Grant.
Reed Grant, yeah, not Grant Reed.
Yeah, he's their leading scorer along with Peyton Williams with 11 points contest. It's a young team, except Williams is a senior, but Grant is a sophomore, Runyon a freshman, and then a sophomore and a junior get a lot of the points for this team.
Max Rocky's another sophomore that plays a lot of minutes.
So this is a contest where you've got a team like Ankeny that likes to push the tempo. They thrive off of points on turnovers. They need the pace to be fast. And that is something that they're going to have to do here tonight. That was something they just could not do against Dowling Catholic last week in this contest. Tonight they're going to have to figure out what those matchups are. So Jackie, when you don't have, say, even height against an opponent, how do you match up with somebody that, there's a height differential?
Basically, when you have a shorter team, you want to push the ball like you just said, and you want to play tough defense and not let them get in a half-court set, because if they get you down low, you are pretty much got your back against the wall. So really, probably full-court press. I don't know if they full-court press before because I have not seen them.
They'll run a lot of full-court man, maybe not a press so much, but they will dog you the whole time. Bayless will pick your pocket. Jaron Cruz, Jackson Smith, those guys really quick. And then Nolan Otten is kind of playing that tough man roll down low. I mean, he is one of the strongest high school athletes you'll find on the basketball court, and he tries to enforce a lot of things. But Otten can only do so much, but Dylan Carlson's shots are just outstanding, and that's something that this crew needs, is Carlson to score.
And, another thing, too, is, though, it's great if you've got some big kids, but if you've got athletic kids, no matter what their height is, you could still win with them. If you have 5'10" kids, you can win with 5'10" kids. Your approach to the game has to be different.
Got to pass the ball, got to move the ball, you got to find something in transition.
Outlet and go.
You got to establish a tempo. That's something else that Coach Carlson had told us earlier today. He said, hey, we just have to establish the offensive tempo and continue to build on a half-court offense. Similar to what we saw in the Ankeny girls, they were trying to have some type of offensive flow. Part of it is you're just running the clock down, too. You're limiting possessions for the other team.
Yes, and that game really was – Johnston did not play anywhere near what they did on Tuesday night. It was kind of a flat game. I felt like that tonight.
Well, and I guess that's going to, we'll have a chance to talk with Coach Jillick at halftime. And when you play and win by 15 and it's not your best performance, I think that says a lot about how talented this group is, and that's something that both Johnston and Ankeny boys here are going to have to find out. That's something the Ankeny boys have struggled with. If they cannot win doing what they do best, they struggle. But Ankeny had a big win on Tuesday night, a win against Hoover, 77-69. Hoover, always a very good team, whereas Johnston, they won against Southeast Polk 51-44. So these two teams coming off of wins. So, Jackie, something's got to give.
Yep. And really, Johnston, they got beat on January 5th by Sioux City East, and they really haven't had a close game since that point, and they only got beat by 4.
Look at it this way, Jackie. Both the boys and girls team for Johnston came into tonight with 8-game winning streaks. How many teams can say that?
Not very many.
Not very many. And
I think Johnston boys are probably surpassing them maybe what a lot of people thought they could do because they lost some kids last year.
Oh, yeah. Vanderswag, good player there. So Johnson has lost to Des Moines North by 4 to start the year. Lost to Waukee, who was number 1 at the time. Lost to Centennial, a game they'd like to get back. That was right after the start of the school year. 4-point loss to Sioux City East, a perennial state tournament team. And that's the last time they lost, back on a Saturday game, the 5th of January. That game was at Wells Fargo Arena. Since then, they've rattled off wins against Mason City, Ames, Dowling, Fort Dodge, Urbandale, Centennial, Abe Lincoln of Des Moines, and then Southeast Polk. They finish with a game on Tuesday against Valley, and then they're at Roosevelt on the 15th. And then it's tournament time for the boys.
And I'm not sure what the pairings are for the boys. Do you know?
They will play either East or Hoover on the way the brackets are drawn out. So we've had our senior night festivities, and we will have starting lineups when we come back in just a couple of minutes. You're watching high school basketball on CISN.TV.
Good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields. Here's to everyone.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Is this guy a contractor who does good work or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa. Is this guy a contractor?
Fireplace Superstore. You may have noticed it's starting to get cold outside, and if you're like a lot of folks, that old fireplace in your house isn't doing you much good. You need to replace that thing with a high-efficient gas fireplace from Heat & Glow. We're going to come in, take your old wood or gas fireplace out. We're going to replace it with a warm, cozy, high-efficient, easy-to-use fireplace from Heat & Glow. That'll be the best thing you ever did to your house. Come see us today.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
And welcome to Ankeny High School. This is the Hawks Nest, the home of Ankeny basketball. Tonight's contest is being sponsored by Happy Companies. And now let's welcome to the Nest our guests for tonight's CIML conference matchup. Ankeny, please put your hands together for the fans, coaches, and players for the Johnston Dragons. Assistant coaches are Bill Proctor and Brian Frick. And your head coach is Bob Sandquist. Assistant coaches for the Hawks are Nathan Tovey, Brandon Johnson, and Mark Roush. And your head Hawk, Mr. Brent Carlson. Now, let's meet tonight's Happy Companies starting lineups. Here are the Dragons. A 5'8" freshman, number 13, Jacob Runyon. A 6-foot sophomore, number 23, Reed Grant. A junior, standing 6 foot even, number 25, Garrett Miller. a 6'5" senior. Number 43, Peyton Williams. And a 6'5" sophomore. Number 53, Max Rocky. And now, the starting lineup for your Ankeny Hawks. A 5'10" junior, number 10, Jordan Brown. A 5'11" junior, number 12, Jackson Smith. A 6'1" junior, number 14, Braxton Bayless. A 6'1" sophomore, number 20, Ron Rue. And a 6'3" junior, number 34, Nolan Austin.
Jordan Comm, Jackson Smith, Braxton Brayless, Jaron Cruz, Nolan Otten for the hometown Hawks. For the visiting Johnston Dragons, Jacob Runyon, Reed Grant, Garrett Miller, Peyton Williams, and Max Rocky. Paul Yeager, Jackie Sapp. Game 2 of our CIML doubleheader here on CISN.TV. Glad to have you aboard with this one, Jackie. I know you were making notes during those introductions, but I don't know if you got a chance to see. Braxton Brayless turned, pulled an arrow, shot down the whole student section on that side.
I didn't see it.
Getting him going is going to be the key for Ankeny tonight with Bayless. What do you see as keys for Johnston?
I see that they need to get the ball inside because they have an advantage with height-wise. So if they pound the ball inside and play good defense, that should be the keys.
Rocky and Williams are just two incredible players. Williams is an incredible baseball player, special talent by a lot of people who've watched him play, and multi-sport athletes here for Johnston. We'll see what they are able to do. And for Ankeny, it's going to be all about getting those turnovers, getting points in transition. Bayless and Williams will jump, and Bayless tips it to Jaron Cruz, and the Hawks retain it, get the first possession of the contest. Settling in for this game, Smith, who came to play, was about the only Hawk last Friday night. Let's see what the rest of the team can do. Bayless kicks Otten, sets his feet, drives on Williams, kicks. Bayless 3, way off the mark. Stepping back is Cruz. He'll drive to a cutting. You take it. No, you
wow.
take it. Otten drives. Bayless. Back to Otten for 3. No good. Both shots, neither of them drawing iron early on.
It's just the first 30, 40 seconds.
That's Runyon, the freshman. Tries to create a little bit of space on Cum. Back to Williams. Inside, that's Rocky. Dribbles it from his knees, kicks it back out. Good save. Back, left side, all alone. Max Rocky for 2. Bayless. Cum flashes.
I think eventually they've got to attack the basket to draw fouls. You can't just fire from 3. Of course, Johnson's in the zone now, so it's going to make a difference. They're saying, hey, shoot the 3.
Jordan shots off the mark. Rebound for the Dragons by Garrett Miller. Miller on Bayless, goes to the basket and scores.
That was a nice move. Good fake.
Up ahead, Smith creates and a foul.
What did I just say? Got to attack the basket and draw fouls. He's quick.
A lot of these players are quick for Ankeny. It's a matter of sustaining that speed throughout the game. But Jackson Smith, the junior, misses the free throw, so it stays a 2-point advantage for the Dragons. Runyon, harassed by Jordan Cum, and he is one of the best defenders. He's stuck with him stride for stride. Miller carries.
Runyon's going to have to watch. He gets that left arm out. If you watch next time down the floor, I don't know if he's been called on it, but that's the way he's trying to protect.
Under 6 to play, 4-2 Johnston early on.
Still back in the zone. They must be going to stay in it and just say, hey, we're going to protect the middle.
Ankeny likes to attack. Right now they're being forced to shoot from the outside. Otten has to save it before the midcourt line.
You know, I've noticed that the
nice
pass. My word, that was awesome.
Otten ties the game.
He makes things happen.
Nice floater by Runyon. The Maya McDermott shot's off the mark. Bayless tips it once, twice, back to Cruz. Jaron's going to drive and then kick.
Ankeny does pass the ball well.
3-ball Jaron Cruz, and just like that, the Hawks go on a 7-0 run to take the lead. 3 different Hawks have scored, Smith, Otten, and Cruz. Stolen away by Smith. Up ahead, Jordan Kummel. Will be 4 Hawks. Behind the back pass, somehow works out where Smith is fouled. I don't quite think that's what Jordan thought was going to happen on that play. Again, Jackie, a Larry Bird-like move.
Because you watched it before.
Because I watched it before.
You were just getting yourself pumped up for the game.
I was.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it's the second time I've seen that video. Jackson Smith converts on the free throw.
I actually watched the replay of the Iowa-Indiana game before I came, so that was my...
I did not see that one last night, but that was a good game.
Yes, it was.
If you're a Hawk fan, both free throws good for Smith.
I hate to say Indiana's just not what they used to be right now.
They have struggled for a while to have consistency year in and year out. 9-0 run for Ankeny. How can the Dragons respond? Rocky to the new player into the game.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Trey
Lewis.
I can't even read my handwriting.
Freshman
nice
Trey
drive.
Lewis.
Nice drive, Max Rocky. And that ends the drought. Otten's shot is blocked. Smith gets back up. Tried to get it to a cutting Jordan Kumm. Peyton Williams up over top. Now up ahead. Trey Lewis and one!
I tell you, Johnson's going to have some good up-and-coming talent. They're going to be tough for years to come.
Jackson Smith whistle. Yeah, you got two freshmen on the floor right now for Johnson. Trey Lewis and Jacob Runyon.
2 sophomores and a senior.
And Reed Grant's a sophomore. Lewis misses the free throw. Rebound for Ankeny and Jaron Cruz. Jaron Cruz, 9-8. Dylan Carlson into the game for Ankeny. So is Drake Bennett. 2 seniors introduced earlier. Bayless drives. Taken away flat out
Good hands.
by Reed Grant. Grant not intimidated there. Three ball way out, Trey Lewis. And now it's a 1-point lead for Johnston. Bennett has it taken away.
Long arms, 6'5".
Rocky runs the break, and then it's too much to handle. I hate to say it, they even look young.
Yeah, they do.
You know?
They do.
But they are good. It's a good team.
Well, I was just trying to think the last time Johnston started as freshman at the point guard was when Schaefer, and I can't think of Schaefer's first name right now, and he went on to play at Lehigh.
Bayless now with Jackson Smith up top the key. 2.5 to play here, first quarter. Nice pass underneath Bennett. Too hard. Johnston runs the point, and somehow Bayless picks the pocket, lays it in. And right now, Grant's wondering what just happened. Tied at 11. No
letting
foul
him play,
call.
letting him play.
Yep.
Ankeny is just so quick.
Runyon got in deep. Lewis drives the floater. They got to watch Maya McDermott on the floater.
Yeah, she does a much better job than
Carlson to Bennett. Sometimes the Hawks are just not wanting to take the shot.
I think the height maybe intimidates him a little bit.
It's going to be stay Johnston basketball. Good student section on hand tonight for Ankeny. Letting the officials hear it of Eric Hink, Dax Wiedemeyer, and Jared Kramer.
Johnston's just, they need to pound the ball inside.
Peyton Williams back into the ball game. They go up to the even taller Max Rocky.
Luke Woodley just checked in.
Nice move there by Williams. He backed down the much smaller Brecken Manis. Smith in transition scores. Jackson with 5 now. 2-point advantage, Hawks. Minute 20 to play. Runyon. Now Williams. And that's going to be a foul way out front. Charge to Brecken Manis. Manis is first, team second. So as you said, Jackie, letting them play. And another player.
Jonathan Leff.
45, he wasn't on my roster. Woodley's taken, has his pocket picked. Up ahead, Carlson runs the break and finishes with the left. Four-point lead for the Hawks. Under a minute now. Runyon looks to the bench. The fist is the call. They know what that means. I don't. Runyon, nice fade. Nice drive. Jacob Runyon.
Number 13, Jacob Runyon.
And then quickly up ahead, 30 seconds left. Getting in the air and scoring is Drake Bennett.
I tell you, if you don't have your track shoes on against Ankeny, you're going to be in big trouble. They get up and down. And because of their size, they need to do that. I mean, they definitely pushing the ball is their game.
29.8 seconds left to go, first quarter. Hawks' biggest lead has been 4, and now 5. That's their biggest lead in the game. Runyon will walk it up, presumably for 1. That's what I thought the last time, and then they rushed it. Had a great shot by Runyon. What will they do this time? Trey Lewis back into the ball game. Manis gets tied up with Williams. I'd say that's a 3 to 4 inch, maybe 5 inch height difference between
definitely.
Williams and Manis.
Well,
Brecken played football.
Body size and everything.
He is not afraid of Williams. Seven seconds. 5 seconds. Left's got to shoot the ball. 2 seconds. Drives, and the putback Runyon, no good. No foul, no call. 5-point advantage for Ankeny after 1 quarter of play.
Price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our dealership in Indianola.
We brought the A-team to Ankeny tonight. Ruben Garza is our producer. Peter Tarpey on camera. Jackie Sapp with the analysis. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here. 5-point advantage for the Hawks. What'd you see in the first quarter, Jackie?
I saw Ankeny take it to Johnston, just push the ball down the floor, attack the basket. And Johnston's, see right there, that well, there's a foul, but boy, they're extending their defense, not letting Johnston set up.
When you're smaller but faster, you can't be intimidated, and so far Ankeny is not. Johnston's kind of wondering what's happened here in a couple of plays. Nice backdoor cut. Oh, good pass out. 3-ball corner Runyon, no good. Rebound. Jerron Cruz up ahead. Come. Back to a trailing Cruz. Carlson gets his man in the air, drives and kicks.
If you also notice, Ankeny can jump. Their kids get up off the floor.
Bayless creates, a little too hard. Rebound Williams, tipped back by Bayless. That thing almost went in the basket.
That would be a first.
Lewis for 3. That looked good when it left. Carlson chases it down. Father-son there on the screen.
You know, there's sometimes you can run and there's sometimes that you have to choose to pull up.
Cruz pulls up and shoots the 3. And Cum picks the pocket. Bayless kicks to Otten for the second time in this game for that great play.
Penetrate and dish, penetrate and dish.
7-point advantage for the Hawks. Biggest lead of the game. Runyon. Say hello to his family that hopefully is watching on CISN.TV. 3-ball in the corner for Runyon's good. Right on cue, Jacob. You make me look smart.
That's because you are smart.
Talk about you, and you score. That's called foreshadowing, I believe.
There you go.
What you do. Leads cut to 4. That's going to be an illegal screen by Com.
No.
Or no, it wasn't a screen.
That
He
was
shoved
a push
him
off.
forward. He
Yep.
pushed off. You're right.
Once in a while. Just once in a while.
You're watching the game. You're right. He did throw the forearm shiver, the official, and so did Jordan, according to that official. Lewis drives. Lewis appears to have a pretty good set of skills, and if he watches Bayless play, kid's going to be incredible. Nice back down by Peyton Williams for his first 2 of the game.
That's what they have to do all the time.
Lead down to 2. Bayless, kind of hung on to it a little bit there. Cruz. Carlson, after last Friday's game, still put up about 20 shots after the game against Ames, or against Dowling. Otten on the block. Cum drives. Underneath, picking up the deuce is
See, they just lull
Otten.
you to sleep. They just pass the ball, and then when they have their time, they penetrate.
Carlson put about a bunch of shots up after the game. He was clearly frustrated after that loss against Dowling. The Hawks fell to 10-5 10 and 6 that night. And they were as high as number 3 in the state earlier in the year. Inside, nice move. Otten just keeps backing down Rocky, and somehow Ankeny gets it.
Ooh, I thought that might have been a double dribble.
Bayless, the Euro step and a half.
Wow.
The hesitation.
Yeah. If they get a stop this time, I think Coach Sanko's going to have to call timeout.
Just like that, back to a 6-point advantage. Dragons looking up. Too much for Williams there. Oh, nice cut. Even better pass to finish for Johnston. Max Rocky. Shot off the way, no good. Otten finally met his match when it comes to muscle up top with Peyton Williams.
I thought that might have been a jump ball.
Lewis for the corner three, no good. Come Skies to get the board. Cruz kicks. Otten sets. Misses.
That baseline is not treating them very well. They've taken 4 baseline shots and missed them all.
The shot by Grant is blocked, and a foul will be called on Otten.
Foul's called on number 34 for the Hawks. That's Nolan Otten. His first, the team's fifth.
15 foul now. 3:33 here to go before half. Free throw is missed by Reed Grant. Even more new faces coming in for Johnston.
This is interesting.
Brees Proctor, his first check. Luke Woodley back in.
And Miller.
Yeah, Garrett Miller back in. He did start the game.
Has Peyton come out at all? Peyton
Yeah, he did just a little bit. Both free throws off the mark. Manis the rebound. And then Carlson will take it up. Let's see if the Hawks have a set play. Peyton Fay into the game for Ankeny, as is Bennett. Cruz, Manis, Carlson drives, kicks. Manis for 3. No, rebound. Peyton Williams. Oh, nice. All alone in the corner for 3. No good for Woodley. Rebound Hawks. Smith. Finger tip roll.
He is fun to watch. He is just quick.
Johnston now in a 6-point hole. Woodley. Go to Williams all night. And that
Oh, I thought that could have been a backhand.
it was, Williams just kind of backed the truck up there.
He didn't have his balance.
So Coach Carlson working the stripes, saying, watch him what he was doing, and the official says, nah, he had his hands on him in the back. But I go to Williams again here. Oh, nice drive. The floater, that time is good. No! They're going to call a charge. Garrett Miller. Good attack by Johnston, though. Just a little too aggressive.
That is his second personal. Team foul number 4.
I think Johnston knows they can't stay with him man-to-man defensively, and that's why they're playing a zone. But Ankeny has done a really good job of attacking their weaknesses.
Nice move. Carlson in the corner. Good.
1 out of 6 on the baseline for the threes.
Biggest lead of the game for Ankeny at 9. Under 2 minutes to play here before half. Nice drive by Woodley, too strong. Rebound, and the foul will be charged to Drake Bennett, I believe, underneath.
Woodley shot and got his own rebound. Holy cow. That would be son of Brian Woodley.
I was just going to say,
football coach.
He kind of looks like Dad.
He's a much thinner version than father.
With Woodley, with Coach Woodley, I'd usually get him late in the season for a game, and he had the raspy voice. And then and the next year I had him earlier in the season, still had a raspy voice. I go, Coach, what's going on? He goes, I got this all the time, Paul. It's just one of those things. Woodley hits both free throws.
He's a good man. He's turned that football program around at Johnston.
They had a really good football team this year. Got some key parts coming back, but they're going to have some opportunity for kids who wants to win it in the weight room in this off season.
He's got a good staff, too. He's had some assistants with him for a long time.
Smith sheds his defender and makes it look easy. 9 for Jackson. Back
He
to a
looks
9.
like he could be a freshman. He's a junior.
Yeah. Oh, nice give and go. Woodley dribbles it off his left foot. The Ankeny student section, I thought, was going to erupt right in front of where that play happened, and then went quiet. So maybe they saw
how
it
long
too.
has Carlson been here?
I knew you were going to ask me that. At
Sorry.
least 5 years. Maybe only 4. Maybe when Dylan was a freshman.
So he must have came when they did the transition to schools.
No, he came. John Peterson hung around for the split for just a couple of seasons, and then Coach Carlson came down. He'd been in Northwest Iowa, a Northwestern college graduate up in Orange City. Had spent time down here in the Urbandale district coaching Fay. Now back Bennett. And then had a chance to come here for the head job. And I know some of his family watches in Northwest Iowa. We had a chance to talk about Northwest basketball because the northwestern part of the state, and I was talking more about girls, and he knew almost all those coaches of the girls' programs, on whether they were at MOC Floyd Valley or Unity Christian or Western Christian of Hull,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. That there is something about basketball in that part of the state.
Big Dutch country up there.
Big Dutch country.
And they grow them tall.
Sioux Center,
Yep.
Good teams there for a few years. Inside Williams, no shot. That's going to be a offensive foul on Williams.
I think a little bit with him. He's not on balance when he gets that ball. I don't think so much he's trying to back in. He's just not balanced.
And he's frustrated. He'll go to the bench
That's his
now
second.
with second foul. Yeah, that was not under control. Or is that because the coaching working those officials paying off? Double team up on Bayless. And then he goes to Bennett, back to Carlson, sets the shot, hits the 3.
That was a big 3. Big 3.
Biggest lead of the game is 12. It stays 12 before the buzzer sounds. That's where it'll be, 34-22. Huge second quarter for Ankeny. As we'll take a timeout, we'll talk with head coach of the Johnston girls, Chad Gillick, when we come back here on CISN TV. Back after this.
Introducing the new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gndlclothing.com.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
And you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Head coach Chad Gillick, head girls basketball coach at Johnston. All right, let me get this out of the way right away. I'm not a jinx.
You're not.
I mean, it's close because I didn't finish the note. I have to give a little secret. The last time I had a Johnston game was against Centennial. That was a loss. I didn't tell you, I was at that game against Valley earlier in the year. I thought you wouldn't even have bothered to come up and talk to me had I told you that.
You know what? If I would have remembered that, you're right. I might not have come up here.
Hey, but you know what? 2 losses. What did those are your only 2 losses this season. What did those losses teach you that got you to run off 9 straight?
Well, really, Valley, that was the beginning of the year.
It was early in the year.
And Valley
Absolutely.
was playing really good. They had a really great game. I think right now it'd be a little different. We're playing much better defensively than we had at the beginning of the year. I think the girls are starting to buy into playing defense now a little bit more. That tough loss to Centennial was kind of that. Actually, it was the game before that when we played Ankeny High, and we were down 17 points in the first half, and we said, girls, we're going to keep playing like this. We're going to lose by 20 points. And they decided, to come out, show a little heart, play some defense, and that just showed them they had to show up. And then the Centennial game, we controlled that game for the whole time until the last about minute, 2 minutes, and we just made a bunch of silly mistakes. We spent the whole next practice basically listing all of the mistakes where we gave them basically 25 points in that game just by the silly things that we did. And we sat down and watched every single one of them, and the girls, they acknowledged it and they knew it and they wanted to learn from it, and since then the defense has just really picked up.
So one thing Jackie and I said a couple of times, if you win by 15 and Maya only has 8 points or 9 points, and it might not have looked the way that you're used to seeing your team play offensively, you gotta be feeling good.
Well, yeah, we took what they gave us. You saw in their zone, they were shading over to where Maya was all the time, so the middle was wide open.
Right.
And that's why Kendall had 21 points. She was able to get that ball in there anytime that we wanted. She probably settled for some 10-foot jumpers more than we wanted her to. We wanted to get to the basket a little bit more, but we knew they're going to play zone. They played zone all year. They played zone against us the first time. We didn't attack it very well, so we worked on getting the ball in the middle, getting some seals on the backside for Maddie and Reagan. And in the first half, we did a really good job. All the posts, got the ball we wanted, and they did a great job.
So Maddie with 17, she is that, peanut butter to the jelly of what Reagan provides. People focus in on the height of Reagan, but it's Maddie whose game really appears to be on several parts of the court.
Yeah, she does offensively can do more because she'll shoot the ball, and she likes to shoot from the outside. She had a couple threes tonight for us. That was big. If she can step out and do that, that opens things up even more for Reagan down low. Reagan likes to score from 5 feet in, and Maddie will score. Maddie, neither one of them, necessarily like or playing in the post, and they probably won't once they go to South Dakota State. They'll probably play more of that 4 and some wings but they know here that's what we need them to do.
Right.
So Reagan loves running the floor. If Reagan just runs the floor, Maya can hit her all the time. And the games where Reagan's scoring 21 points is because of that transition, and Reagan just runs up down the floor. Maya hits her. The games where Maddie's hitting the ball, shooting from the outside well, she scored 20 against Southeast Polk too on Tuesday night. And so, Maddie's happy scoring 7 points, and she's really a pass-first girl. There's plenty of times that we're getting upset with her about you need to score, you need to shoot the ball when she passes it, because she sees the floor so well and passes the ball pretty well.
Oh,
but we want her to score.
Yeah. All right. So the losses of the teams ahead of you. Final rankings will come out next week. You'll be number 1 final seed going forward. You started the season that way. Season's not over yet. So what are you doing this week, getting ready for the games the following week?
Well, this week we'll go really hard these first few days. We'll bring in some Boy Scouts scout team to push us pretty hard for 3 days. It's one of the things that we've done, especially when we have tough games coming up. We get them in there, so the girls have to play a little bit harder, a little more physical. But really, it's just a focus. We told the girls the same thing. You're going to be ranked number 1 at the end of the year, but that really doesn't matter. It matters about your matchup that you get. Once if you're number 1, and we got to play probably Ames in the regional final.
A great Ames team.
Yeah, we're not guaranteed to win that game. They're definitely a team that can beat us. So we got to really be focused. But once you get to the state tournament, it's a matchup. You could be the number 1 seed, but if you're the 8th seed's a tough matchup for you. That's the difference maker. So we told the girls, it's a great, honor. And we really, for 19 wins, that's the best regular season Johnston team's ever had. 18, we've done it twice in the last 3 years with 18. So 19, these girls, set a couple records. And they're happy to be where they're at. But we said, can't be happy with it. We make sure we got to focus going forward.
You having fun?
This is fun, yeah.
Is it?
It is fun.
I mean, how stressful is it?
It is.
Then,
I mean, it gets stressful. There's games where when you're expected to win, it does get a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
And the girls actually take it good. I'm the one that gets stressed. The girls they're just playing. We always tell the girls, you guys have 19 wins. I have 2 losses. If it wasn't for me, we'd have 21 wins. But that's the way it goes in coaching.
So they're the half full, and you're the like 3/4 empty.
Right,
then
you tell them,
yeah.
right? The wins always go to the players. The losses always go to the coaches.
All right. Well, I don't want you to be talking down the road because now it's for serious about how things scout out. But I know that this week will be fun. This season will be fun. I hope that I'm talking to you on a Friday night around 6:45 at halftime, asking you how the lead is going. But there's a lot ahead of you between now and then.
Yeah, we got to focus this next week on Indianola, and they'll probably play a lot like Ankeny did. So it was really good for us to see some zone and play against that. So we just got to take it one game now. So I think our girls are really focused and ready to do that.
All right, head coach Chad Jellick of the Johnston girls basketball team. They'll be number 1 when the next rankings come out, and you will see all the quarterfinals and semifinals of the girls' state tournament. There's a really good chance. Well, they got to win regional finals, so now he's going to be upset that I've jinxed it, but we'll continue to follow them as we move on. We're at halftime. The boys are coming up for half number 2 from Ankeny after this.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Does good work? Or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa.
Nothing's better than a warm fire on a cold day. Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. You may have noticed it's starting to get cold outside, and if you're like a lot of folks, that old fireplace in your house isn't doing you much good. You need to replace that thing with a high-efficient gas fireplace from Heat & Glow. We're going to come in, take your old wood or gas fireplace out. We're going to replace it with a warm, cozy, high-efficient, easy-to-use fireplace from Heat & Glow. It'll be the best thing you ever did to your house. Come see us today, because nothing's better than a warm fire on a cold day.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Welcome back. It's time for half number 2, and we have a game tomorrow, Waukee and Valley at 1:30 here on CISN.TV. Is that going to be... Oh, Peter can't hear me. This is great. This is the way I like it. Peter can't hear me. You did a game last Saturday with Pat Curtis and you. Is that right?
It was all right.
All right, halftime, any adjustments if you're Johnston? You got to make something, right?
Well, some of theirs were they took some shots that weren't balanced, and they just need to go down and run an offense.
See what? Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was just going to say they're in a man now. They played zone the whole first half. They're going to a man, so this ought to be interesting.
Otten takes it, and Williams sends it into the second row. That was a rejection. Saw one in the sophomore game like that earlier, and Manis. Let's see, that's Bayless on the inbounds pass. Otten's going to take it again at Williams if he gets a chance. That's a really tall pass in transition, and then they're going to get Jordan Comm for a foul right there.
Ankeny foul is called on number 10, Jordan Comm.
I'm trying to think of who he fouled there.
I think he fouled
Did he foul
Rocky.
Yeah. That's the second for Jordan. Oh, nice cut, and one. He ran, Reed Grant, good drive, ran right into Otten, and the brick wall that's Otten sends him back, but that's enough for a foul, and now Otten has his second foul.
I think they got the message that they were supposed to attack the basket. Another thing, too, is when you play a zone, you have a tendency to stand on offense. When you play man-to-man defense, you're more likely offensively to be more aggressive. Ooh, that was close.
I think the Johnston fans thought it was a travel. Bayless converts on the bucket. 6 for Braxton. Back to a double-digit lead for Ankeny. Stolen away. Smith, 3-on-3, up ahead. Jordan Cum lays it in.
Getting beat in transition now.
I tell you what, the 4x4 relay team, if you would put this guard court against anybody else, this starting 5, I don't know how many foot races they would lose with anybody in the state. They are fast.
They are. They're quick.
Runyon pulls the trigger and misses.
Johnston can't get into where they need to think they need to put up threes. You just got to keep going at the basket, chip away at it.
Oh, plenty of times.
Yeah, well, and I think sometimes that's a big mistake. You know, you see that if you're watching college and kids get in their head, well, you know, I got to shoot the three.
Smith gets past his guy and is fouled. He got a step on Miller, and then Garrett fouled him.
Johnston may not be able to stay man-to-man.
So, talking with Coach Angelic, that's how I got to remember it. You know, he was impressed with, you know, a lot of things going their way. They're a good basketball team. And I don't mean to put the cart in front of the horse or anything and jinx them or any of that opportunity. But they're 19-2, set a school record for wins, regular season wins, and that's saying something. Think of all those great teams that you've had here on this run. They've had 18 a couple of times, as the second free throw is no good.
Well, and they've played some good teams this year. You know, Waukee, Valley's really the only one that thumped them, and while Valley's had kind of an up and down season.
Williams is going to get a chance for a three-point play as Otten is going to commit the foul. You know, the Johnston girls, they lost to Valley back on a Tuesday night before Thanksgiving.
By 20.
By 20 on their own court.
Yep.
Valley at that time playing very, very well. I mean, you look at the teams that Johnston has beaten. North Polk, they could be in the championship game of Class 3A.
They beat them the first night out, I think.
And that was the second game of the season as Williams
was it?
spoke it. Yeah. And then, you know, wins against East as the bucket for the Hawks the other way. Jerron Cruz for 2. Should maybe focus on the game at hand here. Back to a 13-point advantage for the Hawks. Wide open is a freshman, and it's off the mark. Lewis. Trey Lewis for
shooter.
3. Yes, he is. That's the lead back to 10. Ends the drought. Shot off the mark for Ankeny. Runyon, they're kind of leaving him alone, daring him to shoot.
Oh, nice back door, missed him.
Lewis did. We're going to have an offensive. No, they're going to get Otten for his 4th foul.
Is it really?
Yeah, he was set to check out, and he's called for the forearm. So Nolan will be done for a while. And that's happened to him this season a few times where he's gotten into some foul trouble and had to sit for a significant amount of time.
I'd say it's going to be significant this time with 4:57 left in the quarter.
Lewis was open for a moment. Instead, they go out to Reed Grant.
Ooh, he almost walked.
Comes swipes. Runyon. Lewis. In and out. Rebound. Foul. It's either going to be Bennett or Manis.
That was a shooting foul?
Thought it was more on the rebound.
That's what I thought. But as you get older, your eyes kind of.
Yeah, that's why I'm not officiating. Max Rocky hits the first.
You got to respect the job they do, though. I mean, it's not easy.
Rocky hits them both. And it's now an 8-point deficit for Johnston, so they've cut it to single digits now. Hawks looking to get the upper hand back here. Carlson is blocked. Manis kicks. Bennett gets his guy in the air and then gets it blocked by Williams, and it's going to go back to Johnston.
Peyton Williams, he just stayed at home. He didn't take the fake, and he got the block because of that.
Well, he didn't have to jump out of the gym because of the height advantage there.
No, you're right.
Runyon keeps his dribble. Nice move. Too strong. Bennett, the rebound. Up ahead, Smith. 15-foot in transition. Jay is good.
Nice touch. Not only is Ankeny quick, they have quick hands.
Well, some opposing teams will tell you those are fouling hands. Depends on how the game is called sometimes. Like right there, you could say.
Oh, I'd say he reached in.
Lewis, good shot. Whistle. And a foul. Good drive on the basket there by Smith. The freshman Trey Lewis picks up the foul. I'm impressed with Trey.
He could play for Ankeny. I mean, his
With
speed,
his speed,
that's what I meant.
Yeah. I really think he could learn a lot by watching Cruz and Bayless and that guy at the free throw line, Jackson Smith. Jackson's had a good couple of games here lately. He's really played well.
Ankeny plays well together. Looks like Trey Lewis maybe going to run the point.
Runyon goes to the bench. And Smith converts. He now has 14. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Hawks. 3.5 to play, third quarter. Johnston girls with the win in game 1 by 15. 3 ball. Oh, that thing was down for Luke Woodley. Wouldn't go. Smith 1-on-4. Pulls up, waits for Carlson. Dillon drives, leaves it for a cutting man. His shot's blocked, and Williams, great defense again. This ball game's all of a sudden picked up a whole different pace. Lewis for 3. Who are you going to call on that one? That's going to be on Ankeny.
Yep.
They get Bennett? They did. Good atmosphere tonight. Good to see a lot of seats filled. We had a lot more for the girls' game, and then we got a new shipment for the boys.
Is that how you
It's like hockey. They run in shifts. You watch the girls, we'll watch the boys. You should really watch both of them. Leith. You got a lot of bodies flying now. Lewis in motion, hits the three.
He knew that was in when he let loose.
Gets in a little comment after the shot. Now 38 points for the Dragons. They're down 7.
Lewis is going to be a good ball player.
Lewis, I got him for 13 off the bench.
Not very big. He's the shortest player on the floor.
Three of them by 3.
And we're talking a good 4 inches shorter than anybody else on the floor.
Carlson, great cut to the basket for 2. 9-point advantage for Ankeny. Oh, Smith just about. Oh, but Bayless did the finished off. That should be an assist all the way for Jackson Smith on Bayless's bucket. Lewis, nice move. Minute and a half, or minute 40 coming. We're gonna have a foul on Carlson.
I think they're tagging. But if you don't call those things in the first half, you can't do it in the second half.
You just like consistency. You want to know what the parameters are going to be for the game.
Well, when you got 7-2 on fouls.
Number 53, Max Rocky.
Grant hits the first free throw. He'll have another. Misses, and he almost got his own rebound. 3-on-1 for Ankeny. Up ahead, Carlson, too much to handle. Smith loses it.
Tried to do too much.
Yep, Grant comes up with it. Up ahead. Lewis catches, shoots. Boy, I thought that thing was in. Manis up ahead for a streaking Dylan Carlson. That's a tough angle, and somehow he makes it.
This is like a hockey game, except for they're on feet, not on skates.
The lead's back to 12 for only a few seconds. Luke Woodley for three. And a whistle the other way as Carlson drives and is fouled. Max Rocky whistled. Woodley's three gives the team 42. The unfortunate thing for Johnston is Ankeny has 51.
Ankeny uses 9 guys. Of course, you have to when you're running that pace of.
Cruz thought Carlson was going a different way, a zig, instead he zagged. Look at Ankeny hustle back on defense here. You know, John, would you say that Johnston's really driven and attacked in the second half differently?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like attacking the rim, kind of like Rocky did right there. That was just a good pass.
They did to start the quarter, then they kind of went away from it.
Because I'm thinking that 3 or 4 of those fouls by Ankeny were just not smart fouls. And then we're going to have a block, and I think some of the Johnston fans thought it was a 5-second call. Because you got Drew Otten got 3 fouls in that quarter. 2 of them were not smart, and they weren't attack fouls. And then you had another couple of fouls away from the basket or ticky.
Rebounding, and then, out away from the basket.
So I wouldn't say that it's a discrepancy so much in the officiating in this one. Is it just Ankeny's just not made smart plays, and Johnston has benefited from some good plays. We'll see how that evens out here. Ankeny's going to hold for 1 as we're under 20 seconds in this quarter. 51-44. It's been a 22-point quarter for Johnston. They've doubled their score in the third quarter. Bayless is going to be blocked. Fay tried to get it back. So long. Wow, what a shot.
Woo. That's not the shot I thought they were going to take. But
always interesting when these two teams get together. 51-44, the fourth quarter when we come back.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Great price, great selection, great experience. That's what people expect today. What isn't expected is how hard we work after the sale to keep your business. Hard work, honesty, integrity, discipline, trust, character. These core values are why we grow every year and why we continue to acquire more dealerships. Experience the Schottenkirk way of doing business and come visit our dealership in Indianola.
22-17 was your third quarter score. Johnston outscores the Hawks, but they trail 51-44. Quick scoring, Jackson Smith 14 for Ankeny. 8 for Braxton Brayless, 12 for Dylan Carlson off the bench, Nolan Otten for 6 for Johnston, 13 from Trey Lewis, 9 for Max Rocky, 5 for Peyton Williams and Luke Woodley. Johnson has the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Down 7. Hawks trying to protect on their home floor. Oh, nice move, gets Fay in the air. That a little too hard. Williams and Cruz battling, and Williams tips it out to Jacob Runyon. Three, corner, good. Or top of the key, good for Runyon. That gets you back within 4. Ankeny's going to have to answer here. They got to get some of their aggression back. Cruz. Bayless. Kicks. Runyon got his hand in the lane. Will make Ankeny inbound it.
It seems like they're taking a different approach than what they did in the first half. Of course, also, Johnston's coming out man-to-man and made him do some different things, so.
Jordan Comm had a quiet third quarter. Carlson way off the mark on his 3. Peyton Williams the rebound. Johnston hasn't been this close since the second quarter when they got it within 4. Oh, wide open, nice underneath. Carlson knocks it out of the hands of Max Rocky.
Quick hands. You know, you practice that.
What he just did.
That? Yeah, seriously, you practice those kind of things. It helps if you got kids that can do that, but, you know, you work on it when they bring the ball down.
Try not to grab their hand.
Right.
Screen play. And we're going to have Smith kind of lost his balance. He was kind of trying to duck out of the play and then committed the foul.
You don't practice that.
No, you don't. So Smith and Comm are going to be keys, as are Bayless, as the free throw is made by Garrett Miller. So 3 points, that's the closest since it was a 2-point lead for Ankeny early in that second quarter. And it'll stay at a 3-point advantage for Ankeny after Rocky makes the first and misses the second. Hawks with it. Jordan Comm with the basketball. Give and go, Cruz, and then they're going to get the entry foul on Rocky there.
Johnston fouls on number 53, Max Rocky. His third, the team's 5th.
Oh, nice cut. They've been trying to get that inbounds play. It's worked a lot. Worked again, Jaron Cruz.
They thread the needle on that one.
Back to 5-point lead. Otten doing battle down below. He's about to have his night end. Except they're going to call Jordan Comm for that.
Foul is on number 20, Jaron Cruz.
Oh, 20.
Another foul, and Johnston will be in the double bonus. Yep.
As a team, Johnston is a 64% free throw shooting squad. Have the advantage in shooting from the field at 49%. They give up 51 points a contest, so they're still holding Ankeny below their the average. But Ankeny averages 64, but Johnston usually only gives up 51. Rocky makes the first.
I think free throws are going to make a difference here down the stretch.
Both go in.
Number 45 left. Checking in.
Back to a 3-point advantage for Ankeny. So Johnson cuts it to 3 with 5:52 to play, fourth quarter. Cruz, nice no look. Otten 3-ball corner, no good. Rebound, Bayless goes up strong. Gets 1, 2, 3 Johnston Dragons, then misses. Fouls tipped away, Bayless somehow! Ankeny did not give up on that play.
No, they didn't.
I think Johnston was thinking they would go away, and then a foul underneath will shoot 2. Bayless get it? Or
yes.
Otten? Bayless.
Bayless.
Ankeny foul is called on number 14, Bayless. That is his first, the team's 10th. Jacob Runyon on the line.
Runyon will go to the line and make the first. The freshman now has 9. He's an 82% free throw shooter. Makes the second. Back to 3-point. Crew's been running the point a lot tonight. Otten in the corner. Ankeny kind of pulling it out just a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're running some time off the clock. Being patient to get a good shot.
This is what you say earlier, kind of lull him to sleep?
Yeah.
Otten is way out on Peyton Williams. Give Williams credit for going all that far out to play defense.
I'm surprised they'd send him out that far, but
Otten will shoot it from there if you let him. Otten makes space, makes a move, steps.
You know, he handles the ball pretty good.
You know, he's played since his freshman year. He's been a good player. Doesn't have the stats this year. Peyton Williams is whistled. Got him for 3 now.
Ankeny, they play well together.
Bayless will back it out a little. Make a move, offensive foul. Absolutely. They'll call that every day and twice on Sundays.
Offensive foul called on number 14, Braxton Bayless.
Bayless, number 2. All right, if you're Johnston right now, are you scoring quick or what are you doing? Looking for a good shot? You got plenty of time. You're only down 3.
Look for a good shot, and you don't need to hit a 3.
4:16 to play. Tons of time left. Williams, Grant, Runyon, just inside the 3, hits the side, gets his own rebound. Otten and Bayless fight and clear. It's 4-on-4, and that's going to be a foul on Max Rocky before the shot. It doesn't matter. That's the 7th foul, and we'll shoot a 1-and-1.
Dragon foul called on number 53, Max Rocky. That is his 4th.
Rocky picks up number 4.
Bayless was almost, he was so quick, he was almost way ahead of himself. That foul kind of bailed him out.
Bayless's shot is off the mark. Rebound, Rocky. He's playing with 4 fouls, as is Otten. We got a timeout, Johnston. I was going to say, that's our first time out of the game at the 3:47 mark.
They must have known they needed to save him or something.
That's why we ran so many commercials between games, Jackie, because we knew we wouldn't have a time to get them all in.
But you want to know, I do think that's the difference in the girls' game and the boys' game. Girls have a tendency to call, they don't say their timeouts, they call them out for whatever reason. And I think males have more of a tendency, they hold their timeouts more towards the end.
So you call the males the hoarders?
Well, if you want to say that. But I do know some girls coaches though that they don't, they'll let the kids work their way through. Well, sometimes that just doesn't work, you know. And some people don't believe in calling timeouts till the end. You know, everybody's got different philosophies on it. All I knew is if somebody was making a run, I was going to be calling timeout.
Well, Ankeny got all the way to a 14-point advantage, but then Johnston got it to 12, then 13, then 10, 9, 8.
Yep.
So they didn't panic. You could also say veteran coaches, knowing their teams, it's late in the season too. They know how to respond. So a 3-ball ties it here for Johnston. 3:40 to play.
And Sandquist knows this is an important possession right here.
Runyon, ooh, he had Bayless for a minute. Oh, nice inside. Rocky on Otten, and that's 5 on Otten. And he'll be done for the game. He fouls out with 6 points.
Played a good game, though. He definitely was a factor.
Ankeny tonight going about 9 guys deep on the bench. And now that the last 3 are going to be kind of heavy rotation. So now you go Carlson. So now you're going back to the guard look. Free throw is good for Max Rocky, who now has 12.
You know, I have him in class, and he is the nicest young man.
And he hits the second one. And 1 point is as close as Johnston has been since we were tied back at 11. That was in the first quarter.
What was the biggest lead, 14?
Biggest lead of the game was 14 after Smith hit a free throw. Timeout, Ankeny will step away as well. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left here in Ankeny.
Introducing the new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gnlclothing.com.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Ankeny has a 1 point lead, the ball, and 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. I don't think they're going to hold for one. Just going out on a limb
so either.
here.
But this is another one that's an important possession for Ankeny because they need to come out of it with some points.
Jerron Cruz been running the point a lot tonight for the Hawks. And now Ankeny goes into the corners.
I'm kind of surprised maybe they are. I can't believe this. I'm kind of surprised they don't overload a side and just let somebody go one-on-one.
Well, there's now a little bit of cutting going on down low. I don't know if there's a lull to sleep, but they're kind of looking. Timeout, Ankeny. Not exactly the flow. We ran about a minute off of the clock. So they weren't stalling into the corners. There was some cutting going on, but there was no looking by the guards way out here to down low.
Peyton was out here. Williams, they had a mismatch. They could have taken him one-on-one to the basket.
Well, Williams has 3 fouls, but still an awesome presence down low. Johnston's, if they would foul, that would put Ankeny on the line still for the 1-and-1. Not in the double bonus yet.
What's Ankeny's free throw percentage for?
As a team for the season, 77% to Johnston's 64. Good. Ball goes all the way back to the 3-quarter mark. Braxton Bayless will take the point. He'll drive, gets around, and it goes right into Lewis. Grant with the picked pocket. So now Johnston can take the lead, their first lead since the first quarter. Nice pass. Peyton Williams finishes, and that's exactly. Johnston comes all the way back, down 14. (56-55). Bayless spins,
He
gets
got
in the
fouled.
lane, and he scores. Bayless now with 12. 1 point advantage. Ankeny, minute 44.
Did you think this was going to be a nail biter?
Thought it'd be a little higher scoring than this. Timeout, Johnston. Minute 34. We'll be back after this.
Believes in competition and good sportsmanship. Who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Braxton Braless now has 12 points. That's just below his average of the season of 15. Jackson Smith 14 for Ankeny. Jordan Cum with 2, which is below his 8. Those 3, along with Dylan Carlson, who has 12 points, and Jerron Cruz are in the game. Johnston has Trey Lewis, Peyton Williams, Reed Grant, Jacob Runyon, and Max Rocky. They have the ball, down 1, 90 seconds to play.
Think they're going to go for the last one?
It's very possible. Down low, they had Williams for a beat, and Bayless got the tipped pass right into his lap. So now Ankeny in minute 10. And Ankeny is going to hold it. So will Johnston foul?
Well, they should. Better now than later.
Carlson drives, kicks. Oh boy, both Carlson was wide open, so was Smith, and then Ankeny pulls it out. 50 seconds to play. Carlson way up top. The 5 count resets. He drives, kicks it back out to Bayless. Kind of hung in air, and you think he was about an inch from being back on the ground. Bayless drives. Back out. 30 seconds.
They got to come out. They got to come out and foul.
And now Cruz, Carlson. That's the thing. Carlson's the guy, 85% free throw shooter. Cum 85%. Smith 83. The worst on the floor right now is Jaron Cruz at 77. So now they'll shoot a 1-and-1. That'll be the 5th foul and final for Max Rocky. He fouls out with 12 points and 21 seconds left on the clock. Hawks by 1.
And it's not a double bonus.
Find out if all those extra shots paid off.
I think I said earlier that this game is going to be decided on the foul line.
I believe I remember something.
I think I said that.
You did. At some point tonight in our conversation, I know you said it. Carlson misses the front end of the 1-and-1. That's huge.
That is huge.
Johnston with the ball and a timeout. 15 seconds to go. Johnston can hold for 1. Don't want to go anywhere now, do you? But we are. Back in a minute.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Is this guy a contractor who does good work or a contractor who needs work? For a reliable recommendation, trust the Better Business Bureau, protecting consumers for over a century. When you go to bbb.org to check out a business, you'll learn if it's BBB accredited, see its grade on customer service, and read honest, useful reviews from local people. For online recommendations you can trust, start with trust at bbb.org/Iowa.
If you're Bob Sandquist, what'd you just draw up?
Ball go into Peyton Williams.
Try to get the and one, too. Johnston to put it in. They go right underneath to Williams right away with 15 seconds. Now 10. Williams back out. Runyon drives. Somehow Acrobatic is bailed out on a foul underneath, and he'll shoot 2. Might have been fouled earlier in the possession, but they get him late when he's underneath. So now Runyon on the season, 82%. He's already got 9 points in the game. But if you're Ankeny, that wasn't the worst situation for you. Because if he makes these both, or at least ties it, you still, if you can get the rebound, have 8 seconds.
Blockout's going to be huge here on the rebound if he misses.
Loudest the place has been all night. Runyon's free throw ties it. Where's the cheer of just a freshman? 3rd tie of the game. Johnson will not put up full court pressure, but they'll meet 3/4 of the way. 8 seconds, tied at 57. Carlson, cross midcourt. They're going to play. Carlson, fadeaway, fouled before the shot. And Dylan Carlson will get a chance to redeem himself with 2.2 seconds after the foul on Proctor. There was no holding for one. They were attacking.
Why did they take out Peyton? Oh, that must have happened during the free throw.
So Carlson just missed a free throw about 12 seconds ago. The 1-and-1, though, this is not a 2-shot bonus. He made it!
Shooter's roll, shooter's roll. He needs a little more legs in it.
I thought he missed it for a moment. Carlson hits the first. 58-57. The second, like the first. Timeout, Johnston, 2.2 seconds. Carlson missed the first a few seconds ago, but hit him when it counted. Carlson points 13 and 14, Jackie. Now what?
Well, I'd put somebody up on the ball if I am Ankeny. And does he have Trey Lewis in there?
I think he would want him.
And I would, because he's the one that's been hitting the 3. And
so who inbounds it for you, Peyton? Or do you
no,
put Peyton deep?
I'd put Peyton down low. I would probably put Rocky's fouled out.
Do you run one of those trailer plays where you inbound to one and the second guy comes along and gets the shot? That's a popular look on the trail. So you bring somebody at, say, the 3/4. You can get 2 good dribbles uncontested if you're uncontested here. They're going to put Bayless on the ball, who can jump out of the gym.
They're having Peyton take it out.
And now Johnston puts 4 at half court. Timeout Ankeny after they see the move. I don't think that was Johnston's real look. I love that strategy. Tomorrow at 1:30, Waukee and Valley do battle on CISN TV. Like our YouTube channel, subscribe to it. You'll get alerts on when we're broadcasting games. Soon we'll be back at the state tournament for the girls. We'll have all quarterfinal and semifinal action beginning on Monday morning. Each day we're going to be doing a half hour. Are we doing a half-hour pregame show at the girls' tournament? We doing a half hour every day at the tournament? Oh yeah, we got a half hour. Dar Danielson and I will wake you up. Breakfast at Wells Fargo Arena, I think is what. Yeah, see, we'll have breakfast at Wells Fargo. All right, 2.2, Jackie. Williams comes back out.
Well, they're not guarding the ball.
Now they're not going to put anybody on the ball.
Of course, they let them catch the ball up front, because it's not going to.
Oh, Williams, timeout. 0.7. I'm not exactly sure what took so long. They're going to put some time back on.
Timeout.
So Johnston was looking to cut the distance in half, which changes the strategy. I'm going to bet maybe 1.1. You still have to catch it and then signal.
I know, but first of all, the coach should have gone up, or somebody should have, the captain, and said to the officials, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I don't think anybody said anything. So part of it,
1.7, so they're going to say 5 ticks came off, 5 tenths. So now you got a 3/4 look. That changes strategy again. I still think you want somebody on the ball. And that was a low pass that they wouldn't have been able to throw if there would have been a defender up front. A 3 wins it, a 2 ties it. Johnston has won 8 straight. Their last loss was in this town to Centennial on the 4th of January. That was a Friday night. Will another Friday night not be so nice for Johnston?
I would think they would guard the ball. Oh, man,
So now Williams is going to go to the block. Inbounding it is Reed Grant. Timeout, Ankeny. And now Ankeny, well, see, they still have 2 timeouts. They got to get them in. Full timeout. Other games tonight, gosh, didn't even get into any of these. The ones that I wanted to see, City Hyatt Prairie. Girls, I only talk about the girls. City Hyatt Prairie, that was a good game.
That would be a good
and then
game.
Valley at Polk, which was won by Southeast Polk. Urbandale was at Centennial.
Urbandale's a much improved team.
That's a team nobody wants to play come in the second half.
Marshalltown at Waukee, that would be.
There have been times this year that Marshalltown and Fort Dodge have struggled to get above 25 points.
I know.
And I bet tonight Marshalltown didn't get above that.
Dowling and Ames might have been good.
Both boys and girls.
Yep.
Ames, good players on the boys' side there.
You don't have North Polk on. Oh, they wouldn't play, would they?
No, they're out. They're out of tournaments. Yeah, let's see here. I got to pull up my Varsity Bound app. Sorry, I forgot to do that. If you follow Quick Stats. Let's see here.
What would you do without cell phones?
Well,
here we go. You better get ready for
is
this
the
last
end of the
1.7.
All right. Miller to put it in. 1.7 stolen away. That'll do it. Come defends. Hawks hold serve. They'll win by 2, 59-57. Jordan Comm broke up the pass. Johnston going for the foul and contact. Did not get it.
That was a great game.
Hey, get this, Jackie. 8-7 was the 4th quarter score.
Of course, they held the ball a lot down here.
Yeah.
Ankeny did, so
Ankeny
I
ran.
can kind of see that.
Good to the final play. Johnston's going to wonder what happened, but remember, Johnston had a lead of, they were in a hole 14 points. They actually took the lead at 56-55. But then Bayless had a nice bucket, and then Carlson hit 2 clutch free throws to win it.
He redeemed himself.
Yeah. And
it was a good game.
This is one of those games where you're going to have that confidence in the postseason to know that you can do it when it counts. I think the officials tonight let them play.
Yes, they did.
Because, I mean, a foul is a foul whenever it hits, and that easily could have been called there at the very end. But they both were going for the ball, right?
Yeah, I would never, and some people disagree with this. If I was an official, the kids are going to make the decision. I'm not going to be the one to do that. Johnston, they didn't play probably their best, and maybe this isn't a bad loss for them going to the tournament. So we're about ready to sign off here.
Oh, does he want us to be done? Go to bed. I was trying to look for other scores, and he wants me to go.
Yep.
He wants to beat the traffic tonight. All right, quick look at final scoring tonight. Dylan Carlson with 14, 12 for Braxton Brayless, 14 Jackson Smith, 6 for Nolan Otten, who fouled out of this contest, 7 for Jerron Cruz, 2 for Jordan Comm. For Johnston, which falls to 14 and 5. Peter's doing his own moving camera. I love it. 13 for Trey Lewis, 10 for Jacob Runyon, 12 for Max Rocky, 7 for Peyton Williams, 5 for Luke Woodley, 3 for both Reed Grant and Garrett Miller. final score. 59-57 is the way it finishes. So, Jackie, we will see you at Wells Fargo Arena. Hopefully we have a game together. I know we got to still work some of those things out. We'll get on Dar about that.
It's always been a pleasure to work with you, though,
It's always
Paul.
good to work with you, too, Jackie. Good to see you, and that'll do it. So it's a split tonight. Johnston girls win by 15. Ankeny boys win by 2 for the entire season here at Ankeny and Centennial High School. My thanks to the athletic directors for allowing us to be here, and we hope you've enjoyed it as well. So for Ruben, for Peter, Jackie, I'm Paul. So long from Ankeny.
Introducing the new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. All the Carhartt you've dreamed of under one roof. Some call it Carhartt Heaven. Stop in today and see for yourself, but be prepared to stay for a while. The new Carhartt shop at G&L Clothing. Open 7 days a week, 1801 Ingersoll. Online at gandlclothing.com.